We are brought to you today by Kai CBD, a Las Vegas-based health and wellness brand that crafts a full-spectrum CBD hemp-derived product line. Made with 100% love, the brand was created by a 20-year licensed massage therapist for her husband who suffers from chronic pain. Healing is what Kai lives for. Head over to their Facebook or Instagram and mention Pop Culture Corner to receive 10% off your order of all or any of their CBD-derived product line. Guys, their website is in the works. Head over to their Facebook or Instagram. The links are in the description below. Mention Pop Culture Corner and get 10% off. This ad is an easy one for me. Easy, 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 as I use the products myself. They are wonderful. So head over, mention Pop Culture Corner, and get 10% off your order of all orders forever. Uh-oh, hi, what's going on, everybody? We're here. Welcome to the Pop Culture Corner. It's Sunday. We're having a good day. I'm here with a special guest host, someone. We're gonna be we're just gonna be talking, having a good time, and doing the things that we like to do. Lots of stuff happening in the world of pop culture. Lots of stuff happening. We got some flash up photos. We got The Walking Dead being sued, and they settled. 200 mil, kid. Imagine getting $200 million settlement. Whoa! We still got some Britney Spears drama. You know, that's not going anywhere anytime soon. We got some drama even in the Justice League motion comic. We got some drama going on everywhere. Drama everywhere. Restore the Snyderverse, release the air cut. Everything's going on. Before we get into that, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, join the channel membership to gain access to exclusives and behind the scenes photos, quick sniff pictures, and anything you want. You want pictures of my toes? I'll give you pictures of my toes. You want pictures of my, well, man, we'll save that for a different day. But guys, remember to follow us on social media, subscribe to the channel, become a member, like and share the show on social, presented by Pop Culture Corner. Here is Metaverse. Metaverse, how are you? Oh, you're mute. I muted you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Good. Did you like my intro?
I did. Although you got to be careful with those toe picks because you might find Dan, what's his name, Dan Snyder, in your membership feed.
Yeah.
I subscribe and give you $10. You give me feet pics.
Yeah. Oh God. What did you get? Yeah, exactly. Hello. What I walk into, Madeline is telling me to stop. I should probably listen to her. Fire. What's up, Jack Pierre, Gig Studios, Adam, Nick Carr.
Jack said he's leaving after that.
Job Diaz. I don't know. Job Diaz. That sounds familiar. Hello. How are you? I hope you subscribe to the channel. I hope you subscribe. So yeah, lots of stuff in the news today. Lots of stuff going on, at least. You know, even some drama, even at the Pop Culture Corner today, believe it or not. Yeah, behind the scenes drama at the Pop Culture Corner today. You know, we're having conflicting views about certain things, and you know, it's something that's going on. I think it's something in the air. Is there a full moon that's coming anytime soon?
I think it has to do with we've all been inside for about a year, and slowly but assuredly we are all opening our doors to discover that there is a world outside of our house again. And
yes.
and we don't know how to handle that. So I think that has to do with some of it.
Yeah. But so listen, so we talked the other night about some stuff. And you said you had some hot takes. So we talked about maybe doing a show where we could talk about some of those hot takes. You said you had one that you wanted to start with.
I have an entire episode of my podcast that I want to make about this, and I would like to have certain people on for it. Do you remember how you and William were talking about the importance of diversity?
Yes.
Okay, I am not anti-diversity, but watch me piss people off with this. I personally think that a lot of modern day diversity that people want is nothing more than glorified tokenism. Let me explain. You hear all the time that you want certain characters to be a certain race, a certain gender, and all that.
Okay.
They only care about what's on the outside. They don't care about how the characters are written. And that's what makes these characters so great. The reason why Black Panther is such a great character well, first off, yes, he is the first African-American superhero to ever be created. Right. But it's the background of what makes him his character that makes him so great to read or watch or whatever medium you want to experience this character in. So I see, like, when back in 2015, all Marvel came out, you have characters like Kamala Khan, you have the totally awesome Hulk series, you have Riri Williams, you have all these characters from Marvel, and there's some on DC side too.
Yeah.
But the comic sales were doing poorly, and that shows me that they cared about creating new characters, which I'm all for, but they either didn't know how to write them or they didn't care for how to write them. And that irritates me because, again, here's the thing. I love Miles Morales. I picked up his first issue. I picked up the issue where Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe died.
Right.
And Miles Morales became Spider-Man.
Yep.
Miles,
I'm familiar with the story.
Miles, but the way Miles is written in those first few issues, I'm like, this is kind of hard to. It feels like something's missing here, and you get to how he was portrayed in Spider-Verse, and that felt so natural to me. That felt like, because I believe that Miles should be every bit of as opposite of Peter Parker as he possibly can be. Whereas Peter is an introvert and he's like the old school classic nerd. Miles is a nerd, but he's also part of his community. He's an outrovert. He will hang with multiple different groups, and that's also a sign of the decade, the times as well. There is still some that's a tongue twister. Introverted nerds out there, but a lot of them, they don't necessarily hide it, but it's not like the biggest part of their identity. They're able to click with different things, and I like Miles from how they portrayed him in Spider-Verse, and that's how they're starting to write him in the comics now. So I think that Miles is a great example of how a character can be reworked and put into a place where he fits in his universe. I love Kamala Khan. I loved her in the Marvel's Avengers game. I know there's a lot of issues with that game, but how Kamala is written as a character.
The game, because it looked good to me. I'm not a video game person. I rarely play anything, but the video game looked good. I just, from what I heard, it was the story that was the issue.
No, the story wasn't the issue for me. It was the grindy, repetitive mechanics. There's a lot of go to this area, beat up the robots, go to the next area, and then beat up more robots. And it's like, that's not engaging. That's not as engaging as it could be. But the way that Kamala, I got to ask, Ty, are you big into anime?
No.
Okay. For anyone in the chat that knows anime, I'm gonna flex real quick. This is my opinion on Kamala. Kamala is the westernized version of Deku from My Hero Academia. What does Deku want to be? He wants to be a hero. He looks up to a certain character in All Might. He wants to be like All Might. And so when he gets powers, he learns to be a hero. Kamala looks up to Carol Danvers. She wants to be a hero just like Carol Danvers. And when she gets her powers, she becomes a hero. She is basically like Deku.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. And I like that. It's just there's certain traits that these people created. When they created these characters, there's certain traits I don't think, like saying that Riri is automatically smarter than Tony Stark and Reed Richards in the comics. I'm like, that's a stretch, bro. Especially when two of those are in the Illuminati in the comics.
Right.
But if you slowly over time instead of saying it with words, show it with actions, basically.
Right.
I think if they did more of that instead of just saying it, people wouldn't have as much of a problem with it.
Right. Are you excited for the Ms. Marvel show that's coming to Disney Plus?
I am. So here's the thing that I've also decided. How they're written in the comics should not set the precedence for how they're going to be written in any other form of media. I may not like how
100%.
Yeah, I do. I may not like how Riri Williams is written in the comics, but that shouldn't put like a ball and chain on her. Oh, this is how she can only be written. No, she can be written some other way in the movies, in the games, and that's why I was in that mindset of I feel like it was a very negative mindset, but I'm willing to be open with these characters because I've decided, the movies are their own universe. Mm-hmm. And that's why I don't have a big of issues as certain people with how Peter Parker is portrayed in the MCU.
Yes. I think Peter Parker in the MCU is portrayed like for what it's worth. Peter Parker in the MCU fits perfectly because he was. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that you could have done a legitimate 100% accurate Peter Parker in the MCU. Like you had to tinker with it a little bit.
He acts like a high school kid. High school kids are, indecisive. They are what's the word? They're not full of confidence. They're undecisive. What I'm trying to think of another word. They don't have a lot of confidence in themselves. They haven't earned that. They have to build that confidence through high school and through life. Right. And so I think that's
not experienced.
Right. Yeah, he's not experienced like any high school kid would be. And so the Peter Parker that we're used to from the Raimi films and even the Andrew Garfield films, that is a world where first off, the origin story is kind of on the fast track a little bit so we can get to the action. So we don't get to see those moments that we're seeing with this Peter. Marvel is smart Marvel and Disney are smart by saying this Peter, we're going to take our time with him and show the moments that weren't shown in these other two trilogies that were, that were sped fast. We sped past them. And so like, it's ironic that like, oh crap. You have people that like with Zack Snyder's Superman, they want to say, oh, like this Superman was going to have an arc where he doesn't know how to be Superman yet. But by the time we get out of, Zack Snyder's universe, he'll be the Superman we know and love. I think it's the same idea for Sony and Disney's and Marvel's Spider-Man. Same thing.
Do you think that was a problem that, do you think that was a problem that Zack did that? Because, I did, I dabbled with filmmaking. I went to, a school for certain things, for film. And, what I was always told was, you can't bank on a sequel, right? You need to it's like if my teacher or professor explained, you don't go into war and save bullets, right?
Yeah.
You shoot your entire load.
Yeah. Clip it. But yeah, you go through every
you shoot your entire clip, right?
Yeah.
You empty the clip and you don't leave anything in the chamber, right? Yep. Because you cannot bank on a sequel. And the way I feel is that maybe Snyder left some things in the chamber and it maybe worked against him. I'm not saying that I would, I'm not a huge Snyder fan and that I had utter faith in his vision for Superman. But the way he took Superman was that he needed this 5-story arc. And I don't think he planned for I don't think anyone can plan for what happened, but he definitely, I think he shot himself in the foot a little bit, just a little bit.
The problem that I see is that people are just like the society we live in is so different, like from when Richard Donner's Superman came out, because Richard Donner, and I say that for the reason being, we are such a fast-paced society now that we don't have any remote sense of patience when it comes to building and telling a story. So a character like Superman, who could have a good arc in the movies or Spider-Man that could have a really good arc in the movies all it takes is time and patience. And those are two words that a lot of people just don't want. No, we want these Superman we know and love here and now, right this second. It's like, wait.
Right.
Like, I want that too.
Me too.
Part of the hero's journey is becoming that hero. And I love that storytelling device so much.
Me too. The hero's journey is, but the hero's journey, you know, what Zach was going for was to take the hero's journey, spread it out over multiple stories and multiple films. When in reality, again, I'm going back to it again, but I just think he was relying on sequels. He was relying on being able to complete his vision the way he wanted to complete it. And maybe, you know, maybe it was Warner Brothers that wasn't so forthcoming with what they wanted. And, you know, I don't think we know the whole truth, and I don't think we ever will. I just think that, you know, I don't know if we're ever going to, because say they keep Henry Cavill around, right? Say Henry Cavill continues being Superman and Snyder does not continue making films with Warner Brothers. Are we going to just jump right to happy-go-lucky Superman? Are we going to change him completely? And if so, are fans going to be okay with that? I don't think the answer is yes.
Well, and I've noticed this from when I was on Enosh's stream. A lot of Superman fans are so hell-bent on keeping Superman in the Silver Age of comics. They do not want him to have, like, they always want him to be the happy-go-lucky Boy Scout. But, you know, my Superman isn't Richard Donner's Superman or the Silver Age Superman. My Superman is the one of the animated series where, yes, he did smile and, you know, he was a Boy Scout, but there were times when if you pissed him off, he had no problem laying your ass out.
Oh yeah,
no problem. Like the episode where people like to point out the JLU episode where he beats Darkseid up in Metropolis, but the one in his own series, Darkseid. Spoilers for almost 2 decades.
It's okay. It's okay.
Animated series.
Wait. Oh, I think I delete. Oh, God damn it. That's not it, but. All right.
But yeah, so basically there's the episode where Superman has amnesia and Darkseid basically tells him, oh, you know, so basically Darkseid flips the script. He's like, you know, you came to Apokolips, I raised you, you are my son, from the doomed world of Krypton, and we're gonna lay siege war on Earth. And when Superman finds out that everything that Darkseid told him was a lie, he flies to Apokolips and damn near kills this man. He damn near kills him until the people that he's trying to set free save him. They saved their leader from dying. And I'm just like, bro, had they not been there, Darkseid would have been toast.
Oh yeah. And like I said, Darkseid's amongst the most powerful beings in the DC universe, and Superman whooped him. Just, you know,
he like held his eyes. He like held his eyes with his thumbs when he was going to do his Omega Blast, and it like blew up on his face.
Yes.
And like one of his eyes was like damaged. I'm like, oh my God. Like, we're not holding back on this.
Not at all. Speaking of, I do want to jump into this. I do want to jump into some of this stuff. Again, I'm going to throw this up there for fair use. We know that we don't own any of this stuff. We know that we don't take ownership over any of it. But some Flash set photos came out. And this is a very blurry, like not great image, but what are you thinking? And we already saw Sasha in the suit, but I mean, are you excited for her Supergirl?
She looks like she's on like the stage of a high school.
Well, yeah, yes.
But to answer your question, I'll be honest. Is she supposed to be like an alternate universe Supergirl, or is she supposed to be like Kara?
She's not Kara.
Okay, so she's an alternate. Okay, because I kept seeing people point to this like Supergirl in the Injustice comics, which I am behind on.
She is Lois and no. she's a descendant of, God, what was it? Someone in the comments let us know. She's a descendant of it's the Injustice story.
Yeah.
The Injustice storyline that they're going with. So I'm assuming that she is going to be, while Barry's traveling through time or whatever it may be, he'll come across her, or maybe Michael Keaton in Batman, that universe, maybe he's working because we don't know if Superman was around or whatever the case may be, but maybe Batman, Michael Keaton is working with her in kind of a Batman Beyond kind of situation. Not to say that that's exactly what it was, but maybe they're either from two different worlds or they're found in the same place. And then they both, are working with the Flash to kind of fix whatever's going on. At least that's what I've gathered. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but she is not Kara. She is not Kara.
Because that was like the main thing we were complaining about online. And I'm like, guys, it's not confirmed that she's Kara. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
Because like that is another thing that people like, including myself, kind of have an issue with, is that like, have you noticed that gingers are slowly being faded away from Hollywood? So it's like, first it's the gingers and now it's the blondes. But no, yes. I know people like, I know like some people may be a little pessimistic towards this movie, but I actually am looking forward to Flashpoint. I think it'll be a very interesting film. And I mostly am saying that, yes, because Michael Keaton's Batman is in it. I am a massive Keaton Batman fan. He's my favorite live action one. I'm going to do another hot take. Oh, God, yes.
There it is.
Also, they came out and said that
she's the only back.
God, it looked like it came just that.
And this looks like the Batcave to me.
Oh, yeah, it does. Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the one from the actual like Burton films.
Yeah, this looks like the Batcave to me. I mean, I'm not sure if which Batcave or from which world is from, but this definitely looks like the Batcave to me. I mean, it's no surprise that it's coupled with the Batmobile pictures. But I mean, how excited does this get you, man?
I'm seeing that back dorsal fin of the Batmobile, man. Dude, there's someone in my area that has the 60s Batmobile and they just drive it around.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that one, there's also people that have that one that they drive around. I want that Batmobile so bad. It's one of my favorites. But yeah, I also love how they came out and said that both Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are not canon to the Tim Burton universe.
They're not canon.
Yeah, they said. I think some rep at WB said they're not canon, and so that means that the first two are, and then I believe that the comic that they're making of the '89 universe is also canon.
There a couple panels came out from that today.
I absolutely love it, man. I wish that Tim had. Tell me if this sounds familiar, Ty. A director that has a vision for a character gets shortchanged after only his second movie in.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I said, tell me if this sounds familiar. A beloved director that had a vision for a character gets shortchanged after his second film.
Yeah, it does sound very familiar.
Burton had a vision for Batman, and I really would have loved to see what his version of Forever would have looked like. Oh my God! People ask, people say about the Nicolas Cage Superman film. I want that third Burton Batman film.
I mean,
obviously not now, but I would have loved to have seen
I don't know if that would be.
You can put it in the comics. Like you can put it as like a comic.
Hi, Super Universe. Again, sorry, Metaverse. One second.
You're good.
Super Universe. Again, listen, man. You asked me something the other day, but you never clarified what you asked, and you asked me to answer it, even if I was going to say no, but you never clarified on what you were asking me, and then I think you left. So I never knew what you meant. You never specified. So maybe you could specify now. And I'm great. But continue, Metaverse.
Oh yeah, no. I was just saying, like, they could put that in the comic. They could put his Batman Forever as like an arc in the comic, and I'd be totally fine with that. It's interesting though, because most people want to put Michael Keaton Batman in with oh crap, the person who played Superman for Richard Donner was help.
Brandon Routh?
Not Brandon Routh.
No, Christopher Reeve?
Christopher Reeve. They want to make Christopher Reeve the Superman of like that world that
yeah, they're doing a 78 Superman comic as well.
I personally believe that Superman would be in the Adam West universe.
That's what. Well, I think the Adam West universe.
Because there is a comic where that Wonder Woman, like Linda Carter Wonder Woman, meets with Adam West Batman. I just think that that's the Trinity for like that era because of how in terms of tone, they all have the kind of same campy Silver Age tone. You know, like
Adam West and Christopher Reeve.
Adam West, Linda Carter, and Christopher Reeve. That's the Trinity in that universe for me.
Okay. And then, but then, okay, so then when we get to Crisis, right, on Infinite Earths, Brandon Routh is technically supposed to be Christopher Reeve Superman, right?
You mean in the CW special?
Yes. Brandon Routh in Superman Returns was technically, they cast him because he looked like Christopher Reeve, right?
Yeah.
And he ends up becoming Kingdom Come Superman in Crisis on Infinite Earths. And in his story, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but I don't know if that lines up correctly. That sounds good. That sounds like it would make sense, but I don't know if that, because I think they misfired.
Even in Crisis, you know, that's the Brandon Routh Superman. That's one of my favorite lines when Lois asks, "Why did you paint the emblem that way?" And he goes, "To show that even in the darkest of times, hope needs to shine through." So he's still two character of that Superman. It's just he's dealt with more experiences than we've seen him experience. Like he experienced a lot of stuff off screen basically to become Kingdom Come Superman.
Yeah, no, agreed. So sorry, I was just answering that.
No, you're good.
So how do you feel about the Arrowverse, by the way?
I haven't fully gotten into it, although from people that I've talked to, it's like, oh, it's great at first, and then it's the CW. They're the ones making that live action Powerpuff Girls show.
No, it's canceled.
Did they cancel it? Please.
Yes, it's canceled.
Don't mess with me.
I'm not. It's canceled.
Please, because they were doing reshoots.
Yeah, no, it's been canned. It's been canned.
Chat. There is a God, and he does exist.
Yes. Yes. So the Powerpuff project is no longer in development. And it is. I mean, they were far into production when that thing got canned too, because the fans just poured into it.
It was a terrible idea.
It was such a bad idea. It was such a bad take on the Powerpuff Girls. Who would ever? I mean, out of all the things to make live action, you're gonna go with the Powerpuff Girls. I'd rather see an Ed, and Eddie live action series.
No,
no. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I get you. But like some of my friends are like, oh, it could be an interesting take because we need something to reflect how we are now. I'm like, why? Why do our generation need something like that when we can find something else to replace it with that? Let these childhood memories stay that. They stay childhood memories. Like, there's nothing wrong with the original series. Oh my God.
Yep. What about what's the laboratory one?
Dexter's Lab?
Dexter's Lab, dude. Let's get a live action Dexter's Lab.
I actually would like to see like a series where he's in college. But it still has to be of the style animated? And vein of it has to be animated and it has to be the style and like the vein of how Gendy Tartakovsky envisioned it. Like it has to be like That because here's the thing, he went to college already as a boy, and that was too much for him. So I want to see like how it would go now that he's an actual like young adult. I think that'd be kind of funny.
Right. Yeah. No, that that actually would be great.
I don't see it. I don't see any reports of it being canceled. It's still saying it's reworking. It's in the reworks.
I mean, we read trades that had said that it was done.
Oh God, I'm just gonna have to wait then and hope. I'm not saying I don't believe you. It's just
no. I know.
I'm terrified of that damn show.
Let me. I mean, we have a producer. I don't know where he is tonight. He's usually the one that does this stuff for us.
Oh yeah, you're good.
But let me work it. Let me, because we did report that was done, and I specifically remember like sighing or breathing relief that it was over.
Did you read the leaked script?
I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons it was done.
But did you fully read it?
I did not. I couldn't care.
Ty, that is one of the worst things I've ever read. And here's the thing. So when The Rise of Skywalker was coming out, my buddy sent me and my friends online the script. Like, let's read this because, let's just see if it's really not. And we're laughing. We're joking. Like, this is a fan script. There's no way this is real. And then slowly as I'm watching the movie, things that I read in that script became real. And I went, oh, no. This is... Yes. I read the... Oh, no. So...
Yeah.
So... So when I read that, I was like, this is god awful. It's like that FX short they did for like the Powerpuff Girls on HBO. That's literally what the series was gonna be.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey, listen. Let's get into something a little deeper.
Okay.
Wonder Meg. You know Wonder Meg?
I do not.
You don't know Wonder Meg?
No.
She's part of the nerd. Well, I mean, she's the unofficial nerd queen, right? There's the nerd queens, and then there's Wonder Meg. They were very influential into the release the Snyder Cut campaign.
Okay. I was for the Snyder Cut campaign. It's just I wasn't like deep into it. Like I've never I think I said this last time. Like I'm not that big of a Snyder fan, but I do support an artist releasing his vision.
Of course. Well, she has made a statement on Twitter that she has left the Justice League motion comic. She will not be voicing the character or a character in the Justice League motion comic any longer. And there are other reports of I don't want to call it plagiarism, but there's been some critical views about it, about similarities with some of the drawings and stuff like that. I mean, how closely are you following this motion comic?
I saw that Jarbo tweeted out some stuff about it and how they're being accused of, I don't know if it's plagiarism, but they're like redrawing certain shots from other comics and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not like I don't think that's illegal, right?
I mean, no, but like I'm gonna play fence sitter here, and I'm gonna give it like it's not a good thing to do because you want everything to be original and be its own thing. But also, Walt Disney is also guilty of this for how they reuse certain shots and animations for different movies. So I mean, take it how you want to, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I just think that I mean, I've had my not my gripes, but I've had I wasn't this isn't something that I think is for me. The motion comic. It's not something that I'm too interested in watching or reading or however it's going to happen. It's just not something. If Zack Snyder did it, I would definitely, that's where I would watch it. But here's the pictures. So on the left are comic book pictures. On the right are the motion comic. So can you see the similarities?
They're almost identical. I mean, of course, like you're changing like the background and the armor and all that, but it's like it's the same.
I mean, the Jon Stewart
poses.
the Jon Stewart one is dead on.
Yeah, and so I mean,
The
to me, they're
Superman
almost
one,
all dead on.
The Superman one is almost identical. The Flash, I'll give them that. I'll give the Flash to them. I'll give the Hal Jordan one to them.
The top two Wonder Woman ones are like all they did was take Superman out of the frame.
Well, so on the right side is Mera. So the pose. So the Superman and Wonder Woman one is Superman kind of hitting Wonder Woman, and she's kind of like falling backwards. What they did was, what it looks like happened is that instead of Wonder Woman, they changed it to Mera, but the pose is exactly the same. And then the golden armor Wonder Woman on the top. I mean, all the shading is even very similar. And all they did was really kind of change the armor to the gold armor. So I mean this is what I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not saying anything good. I'm just showing what people are saying. And
if it walks like a duck and if it walks like a duck and swims like a duck, it's a duck.
Right. And so you know, it's not a bad thing to take inspiration. It's not, and it's not illegal. What do they say? What's the saying?
Imitation is the most serious form of flattery.
Most sincere form of flattery, right?
But DC owns these characters, so if they're not careful, they can get sued. They can get a cease and desist. And
that's where I'm coming from, right? I think the project's a cool idea. I think how they got a lot of cool people involved is a good idea. I think this is wonderful. I think it's wonderful. I think it's a fan-made thing that's really cool. And I'm really happy that, someone's got the balls to do something, right? However, you could get into very sticky territory here.
I mean, if this was Disney and Marvel, you'd have already been sued. You'd have already been sued, bro. They won't even let families put a picture of Spider-Man on a kid's headstone. You think they would let someone make their own comic? No.
Right. And that's where so say this thing garners a lot of attention. Warner Brothers is gonna know. And what I've been saying, at least on my side of it, is that we're about to have this big shakeup at Warner Brothers, where in about a year's time, the Discovery Warner merger is complete, right? And a lot of employees that are with Warner now may not be there then, right? So say they were petty, and they wanted to stick it to the fans one last time, they could go after this. And they would legally be able to do so.
Right. I mean, it's the same thing with Nintendo and how they target fan-made projects. Like, for example, a few years before, I think a year, if not like a little bit sooner. Basically, before they announced the Metroid 2 remake on 3DS, someone has been painstakingly making AM2R, which is a Metroid 2 remake, and they cease and desist his butt faster than you can say, Ayatollah, and they told him to take it down. And as soon as he took it down, they announced their remake. It's like, you didn't have to do that, Nintendo. I understand why you did, but you didn't have to do that. You're just being petty. And Warner Brothers can have that same mindset. And they don't have to, but they're going to.
Did you ever see that because Adam brought it up. I brought it up the other night. Did you ever see that Power Rangers fan film?
Oh, you mean the one by the people that Bat in the Sun?
I don't know who made it.
Adam, let me know if I'm right, if it was Bat in the Sun, because I do watch like those superpower beatdowns and stuff like that. Those are awesome.
It was the one where Rita was it was based around Rita and how she Oh God, man, that's
She took the place, like she was like disguised as the Pink Ranger.
Yes, yes,
yeah, I've seen that one.
yes.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
cool. That's cool.
That fan film, by the way, they got sued by, at the time, whoever owned Power Rangers.
I think Nickelodeon recently purchased Power Rangers. No, it wasn't Nickelodeon. It was
well, Saban purchased it, then Saban sold it after he flopped on which I liked that Power Rangers movie. Did you like that Power Rangers movie?
It was interesting. I mean, everyone wants a dark, whenever there's something light and campy, someone wants a dark version of it just to see what it looks like.
Of course.
And I'm with that, you know, certain things that works. Power Rangers, that definitely works. I thought you were talking about the one where they created the where they brought in Jason David Frank to play like the ultimate villain Green Ranger.
That was sanctioned.
That was sanctioned. Okay.
That was sanctioned by the company. The one I'm talking about where Rita was posing, that was not sanctioned. That was a complete fan-made film. And they ended up getting in a lot of trouble for it. And, you know, people make the argument all the time, including Austin, who, you know, I respect his opinions and everything. Austin says, well, what about all these Star Wars fan films? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that you got a point there, right? There are a lot of Star Wars fan films.
Yeah, the one where like I think it's like Kylo Ren versus Vader.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. And then there's like the fan edit of the remake of the scene between Obi-Wan and Vader in Episode 4. That was also really, really cool.
Yeah, but the trick is it has to be nonprofit.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, as long as they're not monetized, these companies do not care.
Right, because you cannot make money off of it, because then that's 100% plagiarism, and that's
I say that illegal. I say that, but someone that I follow on Twitter, his YouTube channel just got taken down by Sega Atlas because of him posting like unused dialogue from Persona 5. He had like they put like 5 strikes on his channel, and they absolutely like canned him.
And 3 is the limit for anyone.
Yeah, 3 is the limit.
They gave him 5. He's done.
He has my support because, in my opinion, he has done nothing wrong. Sega of America, he's been talking with Sega of America on YouTube, and they're both on his side. It's just Sega Japan is so like they are not going to take this, like,
right.
Because these videos are, I think the videos were monetized, but like it's not like a fan film or anything. He's just showing like unused dialogue. He data mined the game and showing unused dialogue that's from the game. Like there's nothing wrong with that as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong with that.
But it just shows that these companies they're willing to do whatever.
There was another channel that used it was something about Mario, like Super Mario, and Nintendo came after him, and it was literally like the channel was called like Mario and Luigi, or Luigi, I don't know, something like that. But his content was very mature. And young kids were, typing in Mario and Luigi, and that was that popped up, and they came after him. They made him change his name. I mean, the dude had like 1 million subscribers. He made content for years and years and years, and Nintendo came after him, and they came after him hard with a cease and desist for infringement. Basically like, you're using our name to boost your own platform.
Also, Nintendo just doesn't like their characters being used in anything that is not that would hurt their brand or reputation.
Exactly, and that's what they fit. I think that's what they thought was happening. The kid like shortened it. Like, he found a way around it, and he shortened the name so it kind of looks similar, but it's not. I'll have to look in. I'll send it to you. But like, these things happen, guys. Like, again, there is, the advent of YouTube and the advent of the advent of these platforms, these social platforms, right? There was always going to be new laws that needed to be created, right? The fair use law that came into play because of YouTube and because of people using copyrighted material, right? 20 years ago, we didn't have this issue because there was no such thing as a meme, right? A meme, something or a website that you could not hold in your hand, right?
High-speed internet back then was considered dial-up. Like there was no like instant, like that's the thing. I think some kids nowadays would be like frightened to have to wait for a certain photo to load on like an old 98 Windows computer. Like it took a minute. But yeah, like the technology wasn't there for something like YouTube, or the DMC was created like at the beginning of the millennia when the internet was like in its infancy. And I believe that those laws severely need updating, like severely, because companies and I understand wanting to protect your brand. That's fine. But there are companies like the music industry where you can't use certain songs, even though it would fit like, a joke you're trying to make, or you're doing a let's play and a certain song just plays because it's in the game. You can't like do anything about it.
We've gotten flagged for that.
That is them taking advantage of the DMCA, and that needs to stop.
Yes. We've gotten flagged for that countless times. Austin will do gameplay. I was actually just talking to him about it the other night. He plays Fortnite, and apparently each character will do like a little dance, and there'll be like a song that plays. And 20 seconds of a song got us flagged, and I had to trim out the song.
And they don't care if it's big YouTubers or little YouTubers. They will bully anyone that does this.
Yeah.
Even though it's fair use.
The algorithm,
we just can't help it.
The algorithm is 100% built for the copyright holder. It is not built for the guys like us. It's definitely in favor of the creators, the people that that make the stuff that we're using, right? Warner Brothers, Marvel, etc. And that it's no surprise they got the money. They're protecting their investments, and that's just the world that we live in, guys. That's just the world that we live in.
But on the other hand, you have again like Sega's a double-edged sword, man. Because like on one hand they do this to one YouTuber, but like they absolutely, as long as you're not making profit, they adore the Sonic fandom for how they make their own fan games. They don't take them down. They don't threaten to sue. In fact, sometimes they even promote them like, hey, look at what this guy was able to do with, Sonic Mania on PC. And I was just like I wish more companies were kind of cool like that. It's just, like these laws need to be severely updated, but and this is not me to be say like anything political, but like with just the current generations that are in office right now that have that were either around when the internet was in its infancy. Basically, they are not caught up with how vast the internet is now. So they're not going to understand why we need the internet to be like the laws for this to be updated as we do. But yeah, as long as they're in there, man, like it's going to be. That's why I'm so scared, because I want to start a YouTube channel. I do, but I'm so terrified that the ideas that I have are going to be stifled my creative freedom is going to be stifled because of all this crap, man. It's just irritating and a little bit intimidating at times.
Yeah, it can be. And Super Universe, I do it for you, and I do it for the culture, man. That's what I do. I do it for you. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, DC Talk with Extended? Oh, there he is. There's my guy. This is one of my favorite people, man. One of my favorite people. And he stops by when he can. And I truly appreciate it. I really do. And I love this guy. So let me get your thoughts. Let me get your thoughts on some things.
Okay.
Walking Dead was sued for Walking Dead was sued for profits by the creators. And they settled for $200 million.
Who did they sue?
What do you?
I don't know the full story about this. Who did Walking Dead sue?
One sec.
I mean the creators, because I know his name. I'm getting irritated that my brain is not working today.
Kirkman.
Robert Kirkman. Yeah, Robert Kirkman owns he owns Walking Dead, and he also owns Invincible.
Yes.
So did someone try to do like we were talking about, like a fan film or something, and he sued them, or
no? Okay. So we're gonna read it right now.
Okay.
Let's get this. Let me get my background changed, because I think this is kind of interesting. Have you watched The Walking Dead lately? I fell off after Negan.
So here's the thing. I played the games.
What games?
And that's honestly, yeah, like the Telltale games. There's
For
like
what?
The Walking Dead.
For what system?
PS3, PS4.
I didn't know that they made games.
Yeah. There's it's a Walking Dead, the Telltale series. It's they're like they're point and click adventure games.
Okay, so you like kind of like choose your path.
Yeah. It's a very unique story only to the games. As far as I'm aware, those characters haven't made it to the comics, or they haven't made it to the comics or the show. Although one character was in this first season that's in the show, which it's anyway. But yeah,
a lot of people like these games apparently.
Oh yeah, dude! Like the Walking Dead Telltale series. Ty, if you got PS4, bro, it's on the PSN store or Xbox. It didn't really matter. PC. Pick up there's an entire collection now with seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it is a fantastic ride. It's a very emotional ride. Like I can only count on one to two hands the amount of times the game has made me cry. And season 1
cry.
Season 1 made me cry, bro. That ending is sad. That ending is pure sadness. But other than that, I don't have any. I don't have. Glenn. Glenn is the one that showed up in season 1 of Telltale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Here it is. AMC Networks has reached a $200 million settlement deal with Frank Darabont and CAA in the long-running profit participation lawsuit over The Walking Dead. Frank Darabont, I've seen his name before on the title sequences. The deal calls for AMC Networks to pay Darabont and let's just say Ka, a total of $200 million. They will continue to receive a share of future profits from streaming deals tied to The Walking Dead and spin-off Fear the Walking Dead. But for all other Walking Dead related content, the settlement buys out the plaintiff's rights, aka the games, the comics, all that stuff. That's all been bought out. They're only being allotted for the 2 TV shows. So AMC Networks disclosed the settlement in a Securities and Exchange Commission filing on Friday. Representatives for Darabont and Ka declined to comment. What's new? AMC Networks did not elaborate beyond the SEC filing. AMC had to disclose the payment because it will essentially wipe out the company's free cash flow for 2021.
Oh my
big
God.
Change from the $200 million that AMC executives forecast for full year 2021 to Wall Street analysis during an earnings call in May. Guys, that's big, because basically what it's saying is they just lost all their money to make new content.
For an entire year.
For an entire year.
Who owns AMC again?
Who owns AMC, the network?
Yeah. Hold on. I got this. I feel like I know, but I want to make sure.
And yeah, Frank Darabont did Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile.
Did he direct some episodes, or?
He must have directed some episodes. I clearly remember seeing his name on titles, in the titles somewhere.
Okay, so I'm pulling up AMC. No, that's the theaters. No, this is like for the TV station, right? Or is it for the company AMC?
Yeah. Wait, what?
I'm sorry. When they say AMC, do they mean like the TV station that showed The Walking Dead, or
Yes, not AMC, the theater company.
Okay, so AMC Networks owns
Super Universe. You said bye. My charge is done. Dude, contact me on Insta. I mean, if you're leaving, I hope you have a wonderful night. You can follow us on Instagram. All of our links are in the description below. You know we love having you here, man. We know we love interacting with you. We do it for you. We do it for the culture. You know that, and we love having you around. You're truly an asset, and you're part of the family. So, if anything, you always have a place here at the Pop Culture Corner because we are here for everybody. But
I cannot find this. But while we're talking to the chat, Katsuga, do not put spoilers in the chat. Do not spoil season 1 of that game. I will. Bad, Katsuga. Bad. Anyway, I couldn't find the actual like owner, but that's still massive.
It is. I think AMC owns AMC. Not the theater company. Not the theater company. But I think AMC is its own. I think AMC is its own thing. It might be owned by, maybe there's a parent company.
That's what I meant. Oh, that's how I should have phrased it, actually.
Of some sort. Yeah, look up, does AMC have a parent company? Because it could be like Paramount, you never know.
Oh, man.
Katsuka, by the way, Katsuka's been around lately a lot too, and I really do want to say thank you for that. Because
yeah, thanks for being around. Do not put spoilers in the chat.
For what?
Do not read time. Do not read the comments. Just leave it be. Just don't go up.
All right, I won't read it. Bro, when will Fast and Furious 9 come to OTT? What is that? Furious 9, honestly, it'll probably, so the new standard is 45 days. Sometimes 30 days. Fast 9 will probably debut on streaming for I don't know what streaming company, because
who makes the movies?
Oh, Jesus.
Paramount.
Paramount. Yeah, it must be Paramount.
Paramount or Universal?
Universal. Thank you.
Universal. Okay. I don't think they have their own streaming service yet. So they might what's it called? They might like sell with the streaming, right?
Liz Wonder left the comic too.
Yeah. That's what Jarbo.
Liz Wonder and Wonder Meg left the motion comic. Dude, something's going on.
Honestly, if this thing actually does end up getting like sued, they're just saving themselves a boatload of trouble. They're saving
their bacon, bro. But Ray Porter did it. Harry Lennox did it. Sam Benjamin did it. I mean, dude, if there's, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Right?
And I guarantee they're not going to be able to settle like this guy did.
No, they're not getting $200 million settlement.
They're not getting all of Warner Brothers money for content in 2021.
I like how you pulled that in there. Listen, I'm just saying, hot take from me. There's something that's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Whether it's the criticism or the fear of copyright infringement, I don't know. But I have a feeling that in the coming days and weeks that a lot of people are going to be pulling out of this motion comic. Mark my words. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that it's being made. Again, no offense. I love Lightcast. I like Lightcast. I don't like to use that word love. I'm sorry. I like Lightcast. I'm a big fan of Matthew and Taylor. Big fan of Harry Lennox. Big fan of Ray Porter. Great people. I'm just saying. I don't know what's going on. I don't. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but the reason that these two pulled out is signaling something.
All we need to do again, all it's going to take is some time, and we're basically, it's kind of like we're watching this like castle crumble slowly.
Wait, 1 second. Katsuka. Sam Benjamin left too?
I'm telling you, man, this sand castle is about to crumble.
Huh.
Insane.
In the membrane.
Because is what Ray Porter was the voice of Darkseid in the film, right?
And now he was doing this, which
that's big.
Which is big, but it's also not that good because
Holy crap.
A lot of fans attacked Ray Porter because they said that it made it seem like there was no hope that the Snyderverse would ever be restored.
Like
now, he in his defense, he did it because it was raising money for AFSB.
Yeah,
that's why he did it. Oh, he said disregard that.
Okay.
Okay. Nerdy in many ways, my boy. I showed up over there. I showed up over there on what a great podcast they did today. So Nerdy in many ways. He probably has a little bit more information than we do on this because he's a part of the Four Nerds and he's a part of that inner circle.
Okay.
Basically, you know what, Nerdy in many ways, I don't know if you want to join. I don't know if you want to step in on this. But if you're more than welcome to, I do have a couple questions. So listen, what we're talking about right now is Wonder Meg announced that she left. Liz Wonder apparently left as well. The motion comic is getting critiqued by people for being
plagiarizing.
It's always something with Nerdy in many ways. Just kidding. I love you. I do. It's being critiqued about some of the designs of the work, right? Some of the designs of the this stuff right here, right? Ray Porter is being attacked for playing Darkseid, which I think is completely unwarranted, and I think that is a very, very cowardly move, just like Nerdy in many ways said. I don't think that is fair at all. Ray Porter is one of the sweetest people in the world, and of all people to go after, he is not the one you go after. Trust me, he's not, because you do not want the leader of Apocalypse on your bad side. Trust me.
Don't piss off Porter.
Super Universe asks, bro, what is a motion comic? A motion comic is a digital comic book that instead of it just being still images, some of it moves. It's kind of like a half.
It's like in between the comic book and like a animation.
Yeah, it's the middle ground between a digital comic and animation. Like if, for instance, if you have DC Universe, the app, DC Universe Infinite, sometimes the comic books do certain things like that. So like it'll move from panel to panel in like kind of a funky way, and it will kind of narrate the story with you. And but this is taking it a little bit further. Where like, so if Green Lantern's on the page, right? The other green, like, so say the Green Lanterns are flying. Basically, the page would open or the page would turn, and you'd see the beginning of them starting to fly, and then they would kind of freeze in the final state of where they would be in the comic. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's a very cool idea. It's really cool.
Katsuga beat me to what I was going to say originally, which was it's a comic in motion.
Yes. To very simply.
I mean, and sometimes because I know that like with certain like I go back to games because like I pre-ordered. I regret pre-ordering this, but I pre-ordered the Predator Hunting Grounds.
Oh, just kidding. I'm sorry.
I did also pre-order that, and
yeah, that's not my problem. I think a real
Sorry.
Literally, that should be Ray with people complaining at him. That is not my problem. That's seriously my opinion on that. But yeah.
Here we go.
It is the anniversary of The Dark Knight.
Ooh, that was funny, man. I got a couple other ones. You want to hear them?
Make your dreams come true. Just do it.
I love Shia LaBeouf. I'm a huge
man became a meme.
Dude, he's a legend.
I mean, Even Stevens, fantastic. The movie, fantastic. Holes, S-tier classic.
Holes is one of the best movies of all time.
S-tier classic film. If you don't think so, there is The Door.
The Door is literally, I'll create a door for you to walk through because
Holes is S-tier, bro. It's S-tier.
Oh my God. And then
I recognize the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
If I ever was a politician, that would be me.
That
I understand you made a decision, but since it's a stupid ass decision, my state's gonna ignore it.
Yeah. And then my favorite one is
but it was weird.
Gracie, baby. That's my girl right there. She loves Xanax.
We do it for you, and we do it for the culture.
And that's my boy, Mark Pellegrino. I have a bunch of those, by the way. Anytime I have a celebrity guest on, I always, at the end, ask them, can you do this for me? And they always say, of course. I'm compiling them so that one day when I get Zack Snyder on the show, which will be soon, wink, wink. I
mean, heck, if Geeks and Gamers can do it, you can certainly do it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Right. That was a train wreck. If you ask me.
No. The cherry on top was, the sweetness of it was when he literally went on there and said, hey, so we are not associated with these people. And I'm like, bro, they just raised all this money for you. And you literally just took it and threw them under the bus. Zach is a god.
Literally a god. He's a god amongst men,
bro. Like that was. I was like, I just gave a lot of respect for this man.
A lot of respect, and then Geeks and Gamers. We can have a whole discussion about them.
I've said this on Enosh's podcast. I used to be a follower of the Phantom Menace, but but unlike most of those sheeple, I have a brain.
You called them sheeple. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Listen, man, like I have this thing called critical thinking. And when certain things don't add up, I question things. So when I hear them say Star Wars is down the shitter, yet the Mandalorian is over here proving otherwise, I raise my hand and say, excuse me, what is that over there then?
Right.
And they ignore me. And I'm like, okay, another video. Excuse me, what is that? Now they also got Clone Wars, the final season. Excuse me. And it came to a point where I was like, okay, they're obviously bullshitting. I'm leaving. Also, I couldn't handle all the negativity. I just couldn't handle the negativity. That's why when I created my brand, we're all about just like, hearing positive things. Like I will criticize, but now the chat is just spamming sheeple.
They love that sheeple, man. They love it.
But yeah, like we're all about positivity here in the metaverse. And I can also tell that about Pop Culture Corner and the Poindexter Lounge and everywhere that I've been so far. And I love it. I love that all these positive communities are starting to interconnect like a multiverse in a way. Love
we're a multiverse of sheeple. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's the Phantom Menace.
That's the Phantom Menace. So talk to me about the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, like
what did it start off pure?
It did. It started off as from me being like there, because I was there the moment The Last Jedi came out. And I was pissed. I was just as pissed as anyone else about The Last Jedi. And I sound like I'm telling like my Survivor story now, don't I?
Yeah, you do. You do.
It was awful. They wouldn't feed us for 3 weeks. No. But yeah, I was there from the start, and it started off with like they ruined Luke Skywalker. All the same bullet points we've heard 1,000 times at this point. And now again, everyone's just saying sheeple. But then over time, the more people that came aboard the Fandom Menace, I was subscribed to Geeks and Gamers, Anna, that Star Wars girl, and yeah, I am gonna sound very in vain. Half the reason was because she is very beautiful.
Yes.
That was part of the reason why. I'm not gonna act like it wasn't. But I also was subscribed to World Class Bullshitters and a lot of others. The only ones that the one that tipped the pot over for me and ruined everything was Nerdrotic. And I remember hearing him. I'll never forget this clip, Ty. He was talking about the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Okay.
And it's not that I can't accept criticism about this version. It's just that the amount of crap that he gets is just ridiculous. And so like I remember Nerdrotic saying, I'm raising my son to not accept this Spider-Man. He knows who Spider-Man is. And he's like talking about like certain issues that he had his kid reading. I'm like, congratulations, you are now controlling all the thoughts and emotions of your child. What a wonderful parent you are.
Right.
I will straight up call people out on that crap. I am, especially with parents that do that type of crap to their kids. I do not care.
No, that's not a way that why we have a problem with racism in the country? You know why we have a problem with
taught.
Equality in the
hate is taught.
Yes, hate is not something that we are born with.
No,
it is something that we develop over time and we learn from the people that raise us. That's why I'm a nice person, because I was raised by a woman who I think was one of the most genuine. Yes, she had her problems. Yes, we all have problems. But you know what she didn't have is hate in her heart. Really, truly, she didn't. And she raised me to not have hate in my heart. I don't look at someone. I do not see color of skin. I do not see that they're attracted to men or women or whatever, whatever. If you're a woman and you like women, good for you. Great. I love that. Be you. That's what I want. I want us. We have this and now I'm going on a rant. Now I'm tangenting, right? Because we have this one life that we know of. Really, we have this one life that we know of, right? And until proven otherwise, I am going to continue living it like that, right? I do not have time to waste moments of my life caring or fighting with someone that because they're Republican or Democrat. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you believe, unless you believe, something. If you're good,
hateful dialogue or ideology.
Yeah. If you're a threat to society or to yourself or to someone else, then yes, there's a problem, and that needs to be handled, right? But I never grew up with that hatred of anything or anyone. I want everyone to succeed. And that's where this whole thing comes with the motion comic, right? That's where this comes from. I want people to succeed. I want the motion comic to be good. I want that because I know other people want that. I want to see people do good things. I want to see people do great things. I brought in Austin. I brought in Jack. I brought in CAIDEN, right? Because I see things in them that I see in no one else. And that's potential. And
I was about to say, yeah, you saw the potential in them.
I saw the greatness that could be. All they needed was a little push, right? And I'm not saying I'm the one that's going to give them that push, because I'm not great either. I think collectively we push each other. So again, it's back to this whole thing. Hate is not something that you're born with. It's something that you learn from people that raise you. Don't be scared of the pit bull. Be scared of the trainer of the pit bull.
Yeah.
And that's my tangent.
Like, I just want to quickly go back and scroll up the chat real quick. Tyler is hilarious. He said, cancel the hashtag cancel the fandom menace. Hashtag restore sheeple.
Restore sheeple.
Tyler, that cracked me up. There's no
Oh,
account. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and rag on, my upbringing, but like, I live in the Southeast, the Bible Belt. I'm not going to say exactly where, but let's just say that I am in what will be known as the dead center of the Bible Belt, as far as I'm concerned.
yes.
I grew up in a Baptist house, but I'm not that religious. Like I found, like, as a kid, it always like, I was always so, like, I don't know if you'd say confused, but something clicked in me one day. I was like, I'm learning in history class what the is it the Constitution? Yes, the Constitution. The Constitution says all men are created equal, and then I learn in church, that basically the way that they, and this is just my opinion, but the way they say it in church is be good so you can go to heaven. And I'm like,
Right.
I don't need a piece of paper or, someone on a stage to tell me to be a good person, because it's like, be a good person because there's a reward at the end. It's like, I'm not doing it for the reward. I'm doing it because it feels good. The reward is being good itself. The feeling
Right.
you get when you help someone
Yeah.
can never be replaced.
Exactly. And that's why I was in customer service for a long time.
That will drag that feeling through the mud.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I actually loved it. I did. I loved it because there's nothing like, and I think that's what helped me here. Changing to, podcasting and stuff like that, is my customer service background, and my degree in communication, of course. But customer service, my first job was McDonald's. You know what McDonald's taught me? And not only did McDonald's teach me a lot, but it paid for my college. My advice to anybody that's younger and you're looking for a first job, go to McDonald's. I'm telling you, man, you'll learn exactly what you need. I learned how to hold doors for older people that had canes, right? I never did that before that. My mom always said, or, I was younger, so I'd always get the door held for me. It was now my chance to do that. These jobs, these customer service jobs, they allow you to learn the fundamentals, right? Of retail and customer service, and being polite, zipping up that customer service face and smiling and being polite, right? So I learned all those things there, and I don't regret any moment of it. And it taught me a lot throughout my years. It really did. It really did.
It gave me a lot of empathy for just retail in general. And like, now whenever I go into stores or whenever I go into a restaurant, I make sure that I'm not
that
a nuisance
guy
or a hassle
or a Karen.
Yeah. Well, no, because I want to say this, like, I'm adopted by my grandparents. And so, like, my dad will go into a store and he'll like act how certain customers act in the store. And I like gently tug his shirt and I'm like, Dad, please don't do that.
Right.
They can't say that you're being an annoyance, but I'll say it for them. You're being an annoyance.
Yes.
Don't do certain things in stores. Put things back where they're supposed to be. Don't put them in different aisles.
My biggest, I feel so bad when I do it. Like when you're at the clothing store, and you guys, you do not know what it takes to fold clothes in a store.
Oh, what's the pain in the butt?
You have to use this machine thing. It's not like a machine. I guess you could call it a machine.
It's one of those old school.
It's like a guider. It guides you.
You fold one end and then you fold the other end and then you fold another end.
Yep. And
try folding 50 shirts at 4 a.m.
After and then 100 people walk in the door, right? And rip everything apart. put things in different places. Like, I feel so bad, dude. I literally fold the clothes back. If I look at it and I'm like, it's not something that I want. I fold it as neatly as possible and put it back, and then I get out of there. But
I literally folded some shirts. I folded some shirts at 4 a.m. I saw some customers tear through them and didn't put them back properly. And the literal, like the Metal Gear Solid light came out. It's like, why are we still here?
Right.
Just to suffer. It's like, God.
So I'm eating some Smarties.
Hey, I remember
I don't know where these came from.
When you were, I gotta ask Ty, when you were in middle school, did you ever like I don't know if you like some kids in my classes would like rub the Smarties really fast, and then all of a sudden like a big cloud of smoke would come out, and they pretend like they were smoking.
What?
Did you ever do that? My classmates were stupid.
How do you do
No, like in the bag. Like in the bag. You have to like all the Smarties in the bag, you like rub them together really fast, and it creates like this like
no, I just smoke real cigarettes.
Well, there you go.
So
turns out a lot of those people actually ended up going.
I'm just kidding. I really want to quit.
he's got the death sticks.
Yeah. Don't smoke. It's terrible.
Don't vape either.
Yeah. We don't even know what that does to you yet.
Jesus Christ. So many people I know vape, and it's just like.
So listen, can I talk to you about something?
Yep.
I think that's why we're here.
Okay.
This has been fun, by the way.
Yeah, I'm having a blast.
I'm having a blast too. What do you think about? What do you think? You said you don't follow. I mean, you're not a huge Snyder. You don't follow the movement too closely.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not going to go on a long tangent, but it's just like to put it this way, I didn't finish Man of Steel. I got about an hour in. I said I can't do this.
What?
I can't do this.
Explain. I need you to explain this.
This is the one that always gets me in trouble. So first off,
you will not get in trouble.
The beginning of the movie is too cluttered, in my opinion. I believe that I know that Sci-Fi created a Krypton show, but I felt like there should have been a Krypton show to like set up the Superman film in a way. I felt like there was way too much dialogue in the beginning. There's way too much exposition, and I'm not saying that people can't follow that. Tyler's like, I will get in trouble. Oh no. But yeah, no, like I just thought that like a Krypton show with Russell Crowe and all of those. See, blasphemy. This is what happens every time.
It's okay.
Every time. But
this is a place for everybody and everyone.
Dude,
my co-host.
You say that, but the chat is like coming with. They're like, get your pitchforks ready, boys.
They love it.
Get your pitchfork. But yeah, no, like
I started this show with someone. I wish he was still here. Trust me, one of my good friends. I started the show with a kid named Justice. We had different opinions about everything. Anything I liked, he hated. He was the anime and the video game guy, and I was the movie and TV guy. And he hated Snyder. He hated the DCEU. I
don't hate it.
So don't worry. You're in good company.
Yeah, like I got about an hour in. I was just like, the pacing for me was the biggest issue. And again, we talked about it being an arc, and I get that. Snyder is taking the hero's journey and making he's cutting it up into individual movies. I think that was the goal. But I'm just sitting here like, I mean, I'm not bored, but this is draining my energy to watch this.
What about the intro?
What do you mean the intro?
The intro on Krypton.
That's my thing. Like that was like the first criticism I had was like, I don't hate this. I don't hate how this Krypton looks. I don't hate the visuals, the casting. I don't hate any of it. It's just like, but I feel like I should have more investment in the beginning more than anywhere else in the film. And I'm like, all this stuff is happening so fast that I'm like, if there was that's why I said what I said. Like, I feel like there should have been a Krypton show with the season finale leading into Man of Steel. I think that would have done a little bit. I think that would have helped the movie a little bit in terms of that criticism that I have. And I don't know if anyone else has this criticism, but that's just something I thought of. But Also, the thing that bothered me was the dynamic between Jonathan and Clark and his mom. Like, Jonathan's trying to be both the supportive and also the resenting parent.
I see what you're saying there. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and here's the thing that kicks me in the pants. It's like, I watched the most recent DC animated film they did for Superman. It's a retelling of his origin.
Mm-hmm.
The father, and I actually said this to my cousin. I was like, why didn't they do this in the Man of Steel? The mother could have been the supportive one, and the father could have been the one to just hide your powers, because that was what Jonathan was giving off anyway. Was those thoughts of you need to hide your powers. You should have let that kid die instead of saving him. Like, I think that that he should have had a dynamic between both of his parents, because it's also weird how that's brought up in Batman v Superman, how much he loves his mom, even though there's not a lot of scenes with him and his mom in Man of Steel.
There isn't, is there?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if Zach had taken who played Jonathan again? It was some somewhat famous actor. I forgot. I know that Russell Crowe played Jor-El, but I forgot who played Jonathan Kent.
Well, we're gonna sit until you remember.
I'm looking it up. I can't remember this.
No one said you could look that up.
I'm cheating. I'm doing it right now.
No.
Oh, there he is, but that's Smallville. Kevin Costner?
Yes. Yes.
Huh. Okay. Well, Kevin Costner. If they had replaced some scenes with Kevin Costner, I know he's a top bill actor and everything.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
I forgot. Again, I only got an hour into this film.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But if they replace some of those scenes where when he instead of him saying the line, "You're the answer to Are We Alone in the Universe," if they'd have had his mom say it, that would have made more sense, because his mom's the one that comes to pick him up from school. That right there should have set up like she's going to be the supportive parent.
Right.
But that's not what happened. And also, I personally think that Lois starts off. Amy Adams,
I don't like Lois's arc at all.
She starts off as the classic Lois Lane. Are we going to be done measuring dicks here soon? Because I have a story to report.
And that was a great line. That's line.
Lois. But then she turns into my rescuer disappeared into the. I'm like, okay, listen, I get that she has a thing for Superman, but here's the thing: she hides her infatuation for the character through just being like, I just want to interview him for a story. It's all about my job. It's nothing romantic at all. I swear.
Yeah,
like that's the one thing I loved about the animated series was how I love animated series Lois Lane. That's my favorite interpretation.
Dude, she in Flashpoint, dude, she is awesome.
Lois is one of those characters where I know that people like to complain there isn't like strong female characters in comics. Lois Lane would like to have a word.
Yeah.
Lois will put like Perry, Saturn, and all of her male co-workers in their place. She will check them at the door, and I love that about her.
Yeah, Lois doesn't take no shit. Interesting enough. We talked about CW. What about the Superman and Lois show? Have you given it a chance? A lot of people are saying it's good.
Some are saying this is the best. Like, I saw someone say this is the best Superman we've had in a while, and I'm like,
yeah,
that might be the case.
And Hecklin was in the Arrowverse prior to this, and people disliked him a lot because the suit never fit correctly. He was basically thrown into the Supergirl series to kind of.
Where's Superman? Where's Superman?
Exactly.
I remember.
Yeah,
exactly. I remember that when that show first came out. That show was on like ABC at first, wasn't it?
Yeah. You're right. It was on ABC.
That's how far back I can remember, kids. I don't remember any algorithms from school, but I do remember what television channel Supergirl was on originally.
I completely forgot that Supergirl was actually not on the CW at first.
Yeah, the ratings were terrible. They moved
and then they picked it up because they were going to do the crossover anyway.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I forgot about that.
I can't remember half the crap I learned in school, but I remember that ABC had.
Supergirl was one of the worst shows I've ever seen. Ever.
Oh wow.
Ever.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was terrible.
Gotta put it this way though. Is the show better than the 80s Supergirl film?
Yeah.
Okay then. At least it's better than something.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I give you that. That's comparing like an apple pie to like a mud pie, but
right. Superman and Lois was dope. He was cringy AF in Supergirl. Yeah. And then in all the crossovers, right? The Arrowverse crossovers, Superman would be there and would get his ass kicked. It's like, dude, you're Superman. Like, that's all you need. None of you, Green Arrow, you don't even need to be here. Don't worry.
They really tried. They tried so hard. That's another reason why I haven't started the Arrowverse. Is from the outsider looking in, they tried really hard to make Green Arrow like their Batman. Yeah, and you know what? I liked it at first. When I saw that Raish and all of them were on there, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Can you explain what?
Ra's al Ghul and
when they
not Talia, but
not Talia, the sister. Her sister.
I get her name.
I am drawing a blank on her name as well. But I liked that storyline. I did. I liked Arrow. Arrow is probably the only show out of the Arrowverse that I could watch again until the final season. I thought the final season was utter garbage.
So what other? So is the I gotta ask because I'm gonna watch all this, but I want everything to be done and set in stone because I'm gonna look at it from a perspective of now that everything's done, from where we started to where we finished. How does this look? That's why I haven't started it yet. In all honesty, I want to do that type of retrospective look at it. And so how close is Flash to being done?
Very close, but they did sign it for I think. Let me see.
Because I have seen, like, my parents used to watch episodes of it, and what I saw, I liked the guy they got to play Barry and all that.
Grant Gustin, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great Barry Allen.
I'm actually going to have him on my show later this year.
Hey.
Yeah. Are
you going to ask him about the meme of... No, wait, was that the meme? Yeah, isn't it him in front of the tombstone?
The tombstone. You know whose tombstone that is, right?
So what?
You know whose tombstone that is?
Isn't it Oliver's?
Yes.
That's what. Yeah, but that meme is legendary.
It is very legendary. So they've been picked up for season 8 already.
There's some I can already tell just from some of the marketing that I've seen. There's going to be some choices in the later seasons that I'm not going to be a fan of.
I'd say they go 8 and maybe one more.
How many seasons does Arrow have?
7.
So Arrow has 7, Flash
or
may have
8,
8 or
8.
If they both have Arrow has 8.
7. Oh, God damn it. Caden, come on. Where are you?
Either way, I think they're trying to like round out each series to have the same amount of seasons, probably.
I'm pretty sure Arrow had 7.
If that's the case, then we got a lot of more seasons of Supergirl left.
No, Supergirl is canceled.
Oh, they canceled it?
Yeah, Supergirl got canceled at season 7. So
they were one off.
Yep, they're gonna finish. Oh, so yeah, Arrow was 8 seasons.
Yeah.
All right.
They
So
were one off from having 8.
The Flash is on season 7. Supergirl is finished season 6 and is going to end after season 7. DC's Legends of Tomorrow is at season 6, and there's no stopping that show.
I thought Legends of Tomorrow
it's probably the best of all of them. As far as dynamic,
I don't hear about that one as much as I do the other ones.
Yeah, but Legends, what Legends does well is it doesn't take itself seriously at all. It tests, and it's interesting because they're going into they're time traveling. They're going back in time, forward in time, back. It makes it interesting. Fun fact: Legends of Tomorrow almost did not get greenlit for a season 2 because the production budgets were way too expensive. Similar to the way Swamp Thing got canceled.
That show, I haven't watched that only season, but I heard it's god tier.
Swamp Thing was Swamp Thing. Honestly, it makes me cry when I think about it. Because Swamp Thing got canceled.
It was gone too soon, basically.
Swamp Thing got canceled before it even had a chance for people to see it. And,
I agree on that.
And that's because the executives at DC Universe had no idea what they were doing. They had never done this before. They had 3 shows. And honestly, all 3 shows were great. All of them.
They had
look at
Titans. They had Titans,
Doom Patrol, and Swamp Thing.
And they also brought back Young Justice.
Well, I'm talking about originals.
You're talking about live action.
Live action originals. Swamp Thing, yes, there was a lot of behind the scenes issues. Swamp Thing was originally supposed to be, I think, 13 episodes or 12 episodes or something like that. And then it got lowered to 9. They cut 2 episodes out, and it was still a good show. Like, even without those 2 extra shows, it was amazing still. I thought
Swamp Thing fans get fed breadcrumbs.
What?
In all honesty. I said Swamp Thing fans, like in general of the character, get fed like breadcrumbs. Like, oh, he's in Injustice 2. Here's 9 episodes of a series that we're not going to renew. Yeah. And it's just like, he's a good character. Why don't you do something with him?
Well, rumor has it.
Hey.
No. All right, I'll stop. Rumor has it that if this Justice League Dark project ever sees the light of day, which we're hoping it will, that if anything, they could potentially bring Swamp Thing, not a new Swamp Thing, but that incarnation of Swamp Thing into the fold. And I think that would be a fantastic idea, because Swamp Thing could be our like Hulk, right? He'll never maybe he doesn't get his own solo stuff, but we see him pop up in other things.
You said that. Now I'm sad.
we know in Crisis on Infinite Earths, they visited the swamp.
Yeah.
Or the camera panned through the swamp.
Yeah.
So, we know that Swamp Thing is still out there.
I gotta get on that.
Please watch it.
I'll be honest. Like, I gotta confess, I haven't been caught up on Western shows because I have been trapped for like the past. Oh God, hold on, let me see. November. I've been trapped in the same place I've been in for like 8 months. I have just been nonstop binging anime. Cut that garbage out of there and get on. No, hear me out. No. Hold on. Because like,
hey! I heard Demon Slayer was Demon Slayer murdered at the box office.
It absolutely did, and that's why I'm so happy it did that, because I went and saw that in theaters.
Thank you, Katsuka. This is what happened. So the story behind Swamp Thing was that North Carolina, where they filmed it on the swamp, was supposed to give a multi-million-dollar tax break. Something happened that voided that tax break, and the budget had to eat it. Therefore, it became too expensive to make the show. That's why they canceled it. However, that didn't mean that they had to cancel it. They could have moved locations.
Or done what? Well, then I almost said had the same tech that Mando did, but to be fair, Mando kind of piloted that tech.
Yes. But that's why there's still the Save Swamp Thing hashtag. Because it doesn't matter. Look, Avatar, there's been 15, 20 years before Avatar 2 came out or comes out.
I remember back in like 2009, James was like, "Yeah, we're gonna make 5 of these," and I'm like, "Fuck, 5?"
Or look what they did with Constantine. Constantine was a show that got canceled after 1 season, and the Arrowverse picked him up.
That man is amazing. That man is John Constantine.
Was born to play John Constantine. And then
like my friends,
I love Keanu Reeves. Sorry to cut you off. I love Keanu Reeves, but he was not Constantine.
They're thinking of making a sequel to that film, from what I heard.
I know, and you don't make that. Don't.
I haven't seen that either, to be fair, but I know that like that was around the time didn't Keanu like come right off The Matrix?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was when Keanu had hit like his stride. The Matrix had made him a household name, and he signed on for that, and it was.
And that's the thing is, I think Keanu's bigger now than he ever was back then.
Oh, we've hit a Keanu Reeves-sance. It's the Keanu Reeves-sance, everyone. Embrace it. You're breathtaking.
Do you think so I mean we got what, Matrix 4 coming?
Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 are supposed to come out on the same day.
They were supposed to come out on the same day. We don't know about that anymore. Due to the theatrical mayhem.
Yeah.
Listen, it could still happen.
I want it to.
It was even dubbed #Keanu Day.
Do it. Make it Keanu Day.
Keanu Day. I just don't know if Warner Brothers wants to do that now. Because if we're gonna do day and day release still,
yeah.
They're probably gonna want to do it so that one debuts this month, the next one debuts the next month. That way they can keep subscribers subscribed. If it was theatrical, the more the merrier, because you're competing against yourself. And in that case, nobody loses, or you don't lose. You always win, right? Like people like to argue about, whoa, what's the #1 box office movie of all time? The same company makes it. They don't care. They win every time. Avatar is owned by Disney now. Endgame, owned by Disney. They don't care which one's the top because they own both.
Now they don't, but like back then they kind of did, because it kind of like proved a point. Because this was around when the Fox deal, I think, either wasn't existent or was rumored to be happening.
Well, now they're doing all these re-releases for Avatar, and then Endgame gets re-released, and it's like they're people in their minds are like, oh, I loved Avatar. I want Avatar to be the #1 movie. They go see Avatar to try to like get that back up to #1. But it was like, no, I love Endgame. I want to go see Endgame so I can get that back. Dude, Disney wins. They've made you think that there's some sort of competition here.
They're the house and the player.
Yeah, exactly. We do have to finish up soon. I do have a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
All right. So tell me, who's your favorite director and why?
I'm only saying this because of no, screw it. My favorite director, even though you could technically say he didn't direct 2 of these movies, I don't know if I can say his name, but I'm thinking of George Lucas.
Really, dude?
Listen, man, like my three.
That's such hold a cop out.
No. Here, let me explain myself. Growing up, I grew up in a household where, kind of ironically, like the pitch I had for Superman's parents, my mother is very supportive of my imagination, whereas my father is not.
I recognize the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
I'm so sorry. I had to do it.
You had to do it. You're all good, my man. But yeah, like it's like growing
So you
up.
grew up in that household. Yep.
Growing up, I call there's I'm oh yeah. So the three people that kind of like inspired me in life, two of them are what I call the fathers of my imagination, and the other is where I get my sense of humor from. That being the two creators are George Lucas and Stan Lee. Those two men built my like they showed me what can happen if you let your imagination just go wild. And I am thankful that I was introduced to their creations and all the joy and happiness they've brought to me and to millions of people. And the person who's responsible for my sense of humor is Robin Williams. He's my favorite, one of my favorite comedians, one of my favorite actors. And
rest in peace.
This is kind of a bad thing, but I take it as a compliment. Some people have said that I remind them of him because of how, like, on the outside he was a very energetic, lovable person, but behind closed doors he was like a very pained individual. I'm like, I don't know if I'm very pained or not. Like, I do suffer from, like, depression, but then again, who doesn't in this day and age? But yeah, like, the reason I say George is because when I watched Star Wars for the very first time, and I know a lot of people say this, but seeing Luke and seeing, like, the lightsabers, the space battles, it had been like, I was like, there's nothing that can top this for me. Nothing can top this for me. Star Wars is my favorite film franchise of all time. Nothing will ever top it. I love the amount of imagination and creativity. And when you learn about how George made this movie and how it started off as a Flash Gordon, it was supposed to be a Flash Gordon movie, but then
wait, whoa. Explain.
So this,
okay,
I learned this. No, I learned
story.
this.
No, background story. I am a general audience member for Star Wars. I related to video games, right?
Okay.
So, in a video game where if you play through the main storyline, yeah, you can get to the end really quick.
Yeah.
But you don't do any of the side quests. You don't do any of that. You just kind of run through the center.
Yeah.
And get to the end.
Yeah.
That's what I do for Star Wars. I don't do any of the side quests. I haven't watched any of the animated. I haven't watched or I haven't read any of the lore books or anything like that. So I only know the movies and the TV shows. The TV shows being The Mandalorian.
Okay.
So I don't know anything like, I'm a Marvel DC guy. I could tell you anything you want to know about sci-fi shows, anything, but not Star Wars. So please explain this to me.
So George originally pitched, I think it was Universal. I actually learned about this fact on the Poindexter Lounge with Enosh and that lovable group of people. I actually do. They're awesome people.
I adore them.
They are awesome.
I adore them.
But yeah, I learned, like, I was talking with Enosh, and he was like, like, Star Wars started off as George wanted to make a Flash Gordon movie. And I think it's Universal owns the rights to Flash. They told him no. And so he was like, okay, I'm going to make my own film, basically. And so he made Star Wars. There were so many budget constraints on Star Wars, the original, that some people I think would be shocked. So, for example, and that wasn't really necessarily just the first film, but all three films. So, for example, some of the constraints that I know of is, you remember in Empire when Darth Vader's showing all the bounty hunters?
I'm so sorry. Can you say that again?
Do you remember in Empire when Darth Vader's, like, hiring the bounty hunters and he's talking to all of them and going across, like, walking in a line?
Yes.
Do you remember the lizard one?
No.
Okay, well, if you want to pull, you don't have to pull it up, but if you want to pull up, his name is Bosk, Bossk. I think that's how it's pronounced. So what I learned about that character is the suit that the character is in, not like the reptilian parts, but the actual, like, space suit, is a reused space suit from Doctor Who.
No way.
Yeah. It's a reused spacesuit from Doctor Who, the original 1960s Doctor Who.
What?
Yeah. There's also like what the lightsabers were made out of and how they were made out of old camera parts and stuff like that. Man, it's crazy. When you see what George did with the limited budget he had, it's insane. So George is a visionary, and that's why he's my favorite director, is that he was able to make this work despite everything telling him this shouldn't work because we don't have this doesn't exist yet, da. He made it work. Come hell or high water, he said, basically he was like, my vision's going to be made. Come hell or high water. I don't care.
Right.
What obstacles come in my way. And it became one of the biggest franchises in all of cinema. In all of in general. Yeah, man. That's just like 2 out of 3. 2 out of many of the production. Like, I bet you that if you talk with Enosh or some of like those guys, they'll be able to like break it down in more detail than I could. But yeah, the Doctor Who suit one got me because I'm a massive fan of Doctor Who.
That's another one I have never watched.
You don't have, so some people would say you have to watch the original. You don't have to watch 1963 to like 1980 something. You don't have to watch that. How many
iterations of Doctor Who has there been? Have there been?
So, okay, I'm not going to try to confuse you. So let's see. Funny enough, this show, I'm gonna answer that question, but I also want to just point this out. So the Doctor Who originally aired in 1963. Okay. I think very close to it aired a few. I don't know how close they were, but basically it aired before Star Trek.
Oh,
Doctor Who aired before Star Trek, but because of the Kennedy assassination, Doctor Who in America and just in general had to be postponed.
Oh,
yeah. But Doctor Who, so there's the first Doctor, and because the actor was so old, he got to the point where he couldn't do the role anymore. So they wrote it into the story that the Doctor, after a certain point in time, his species, Time Lords, regenerate. They regenerate their entire body, new face, new voice, new hair, new suit, everything. And so because of that, we are on, if you don't include the War Doctor, we are on 13 Doctors. Because the show got canceled in the 80s, and then they made a movie in 96, and then they revived it in 2005.
Okay, so it is kind of confusing, but it makes a little bit more sense. So 13 Doctors.
Yeah. You don't have to watch the originals. I watched them out of pure curiosity.
Because it's something I would like to watch, right?
Okay. Start with the reboot.
Okay, so when is that?
So that is the 9th Doctor, 2005, Christopher Eccleston.
2005. What's his name?
Christopher Eccleston. I don't know how to spell that last name. It's a doozy. But he played Malekith in Dark World.
Oh.
Yes. He's the Doctor. He's the man that played the 9th Doctor. I hate that Malekith is a good villain. It's just they didn't know how to use him.
They did not. I am a fan of Thor: The Dark World, though.
Yeah, Christopher Eccleston plays the 9th Doctor, and he's amazing. However, because of some backstage stuff, there you go. Katsuka's got you covered. ECCLESTON is how you spell it.
Thank you, Katsuka. I love you, man. or woman. I'm actually. I should not
assume.
Katsuka, you are an amazing human being. Thank you.
There we go. But yeah, because of some backstage politics, Eccleston was only on for 1 season. That's when they brought in David Tennant, who is, if you ask most people, that is their favorite interpretation of the Doctor. I am not most people, but he is the 2nd longest running Doctor in terms of the entire role.
Okay.
Katsuka, did you just assume my gender? I'll have you know that Katsuka identifies as an Apache attack helicopter.
Hey, me too. Oh my God, that's so weird.
But yeah, my favorite is the one that comes after Tennant, and he was my first Doctor, Matt Smith.
Okay.
Matt Smith.
That's a name out of
he was in. If I don't know if you watch this or not, Ty, but he plays the prince in The Crown. And his other big role that I can think of is he was in like Terminator, either Genesis or Dark Fate. He was in one of the bad ones. Okay. I identify as Thomas Wayne.
Yeah. Hey, I identify as
Flashpoint Thomas or main continuity Thomas.
Gotta be Flashpoint Thomas.
It's gotta be Flashpoint because that's his pic. That's the picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It is. It is. It's yeah. Listen, actually, the time constraints, I don't even care. Thomas Wayne. All right, we know that the Flash movie is not adapting Flashpoint literally. We know this for several different reasons. Number one, Sasha Calle, right? That's a dead giveaway. The Injustice storyline stuff. Michael Keaton's Batman's going to be there, but also Ben Affleck's Batman's going to be there. That would not make sense unless, and we know that Michael Keaton is playing his Batman. We know that Ben Affleck is playing his Batman. No word yet of any Thomas Wayne Batman. I don't think that that's the route that they would ever go anyway, because I don't think this is going to be a true adaptation of Flashpoint, because then you would need to bring in the Atlanteans, the Amazonians. They'd need to be at war. You would need Gal. You would need Jason. You would need Ray Fisher as Cyborg. Cyborg is an integral
part of Flashpoint.
Of Flashpoint.
You would need Pirate
Amy
Deadshot.
Adams. Huh?
You would need Pirate Deadshot.
Yeah, you would need Will Smith. We could take liberties there. If they did take liberties like with the Deadshot thing, you know what? Whatever. I'll give it to them that way. But you can't take liberties with certain things. Number one, Cyborg. There is no Flashpoint without Cyborg. It doesn't work. You cannot substitute a character in for Cyborg. It doesn't work. Unless it was the Vision, I guess. Right? And that's a different universe. Actually, that would even work anyway. Because
there are other very intelligent characters. I'm thinking of the one that has like a T on his face, but I can't remember his name.
A T on his face.
He was in the animated movie like the Justice League versus the Villainous Five. I forget his name. It's like the Marvelous T or something like that. I'm blanking. But yeah, Cyborg is the character though that like is pivotal in Flashpoint.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yes. Cyborg is pivotal. And unless we don't know something, unless they're hiding it from us, in this, grand reveal, which I don't think is the case. You can't adapt it correctly. Katsuka, I heard that Sasha will take the place of Clark in the Flashpoint storyline. Some of the concept art lined up with it. Well, here's the thing. In Flashpoint, if I'm mistaken, am I mistaken? Clark's role in Flashpoint was he was working for the government.
In Flashpoint, at least in the animated movie, which is almost an adaptation.
Literally, it's shot for shot for the comic.
So in that case, then Clark gets his shuttle lands in Kansas, and instead of the Kents getting to him, the government takes him. And he's like super skinny and like it looks like he's been malnourished for a while. He's been in a red sun prison. Yeah. So yeah, that's where Superman is in Flashpoint.
Yes. And he's and it kind of reminded me of what they did with Superboy in Titans. I don't know. Did you watch Titans at all?
I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will say,
you know what?
Ty, hold on,
We're
Ty.
done. We're done.
No, we're not
guys,
done yet.
It's been a great show, guys.
Although we got to talk about that Red Hood costume.
Oh man.
I like the photo, but seeing it in motion, I'm like, I'm not saying it's
don't like it.
It's not that I 100% don't like it. It's just that in motion, certain thing, like if they'd have done a mixture of like the classic Red Hood getup with like, I just love this version, like the Arkham Knight leather jacket type thing with like the actual like Red Hood, bro. And he can keep the helmet too, but bro, I absolutely adore that hoodie. I want that hoodie so bad.
Let me show you something here.
Also, I just think that it is awesome that Red Hood is going to go up against the Titans.
Well, I think it's too soon. I do. I think it's too soon.
You think they rushed Death in the Family?
I think they rushed the whole thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think dude, we knew Jason for a season and a half. And now all of a sudden, like we never even got to see him work with Batman. And now all of a sudden, I don't know how they're gonna explain this. It's some things about the show I dislike. I love the stories. It seems like the stories are great, and they're great, and they're great, and they're great, and they're great. And then the finale happens, and it falters, right? It just crumbles, and that it worries me. It worries me that all of a sudden they're gonna botch this season, and they're gonna.
And Red Hood is one of my favorite characters in DC. Like that. That's also what worries me.
And but then there's also this. There's also the now that we know, that they got the HBO Max budget, yada yada. I think the writing team has got a better chance. I think the writing team is going to do a little bit better of a job with Titans, because listen, the DC brand, whether or not you want to believe it or not, hinges on this show, because this show is the only show on HBO Max besides Doom Patrol and Stargirl.
Quinn.
I'm talking live action, not
okay. Yeah, okay.
For live action, we have Titans and we have Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol second season, I'm not a fan. I thought season 1 was amazing. I really did. Season 1 was like literally like nothing you've ever seen before.
I started it. I just hadn't finished it.
It was amazing. It was so good.
Oh, I enjoyed what I saw. I just haven't finished it yet. I'm probably gonna end up coming back to it.
Yeah. But these shows literally are what are hinging, because let's face it, no other content is coming that we know of. No other DC content is coming on HBO Max as of right now, right? For DC.
There's a lot of stuff planned, but
there's way too much stuff planned. That's the problem with DC. With Marvel, listen, say what you want about Marvel, but at least they are transparent with us, and they say, hey guys, this is the slate. This is where things are going. This is what the dates are.
Actually, hold on. I have like a list.
By the way, check out my boy Jensen Ackles as Red Hood. That's
wait. Jason, where have I heard that name before?
Ackles.
Where have I heard that name before?
Dean Winchester, man. Supernatural.
He voiced him in the Under the Red Hood movie.
Yes, he did, sir.
Oh! Yes, that's what I want. I want that hood.
And then the next year he was Batman, and he's playing Batman, or he's voicing Batman in Long Halloween. He is a huge fan of these universes. Why they haven't got him in these movies or TV shows is beyond me. We do know that he's going to be in The Boys, and he's going to be playing a parody kind of thing of Captain America. Soldier Boy, no, not that one. I know, my jokes are great.
Well, I mean, in more recent talks, he'd be the one that made those shitty consoles.
What?
Soldier Boy put out those consoles and stuff recently that failed miserably.
Consoles?
Bro, oh my God. Yeah, please look up Soldier Boy consoles. You will be amazed.
Wait.
That Chinese-made garbage that he tried to push.
Look at this, man. Come on.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's Red Hood, if I've ever seen Red Hood. Like, the dude is just... And then, don't even get me started. Let's his boy, his brother, Sam Winchester, or Jared Padalecki, right? In Supernatural. And sorry, the Padalecki as...
I mean, I will say that, like, his interpretation of Red Hood in that movie is one of the best, like, one of the best things about it.
Imagine this. Imagine this. So imagine we get Jensen Ackles as Red Hood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, are you familiar with Supernatural at all?
I am not. I know a lot of people that watched it. I wasn't one of those people.
Okay. Like,
I'll go back and watch it though at some point. Like, I intend to do a lot of reviews and stuff for my podcast. It's just like, but
well, when you do the Supernatural one, you bring me in because I can recite that show back and forth. All right. For anyone who doesn't know, Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, they were in Supernatural for 16 years together. 15 seasons, 16 years, right? Jensen voiced Red Hood, has been a longtime fan of DC. They almost did a crossover with Supernatural, which was on the CW, and Arrow, which I thought would have been a bad idea, but I mean, that's beside the point.
They ended up doing it with Scooby-Doo.
And by the way, it was amazing. It was amazing, actually. And it wasn't stupid at all. People are like, oh, that's kind of stupid. No, it was awesome. Imagine this Red Hood, and then you got Sam Winchester playing Dick Grayson. That's Dick Grayson.
Bro.
That's Nightwing.
I have wanted to see Nightwing in a film so bad. And the amount of times we got either teased or whatever. No. Bro, that would be awesome.
Like, these two guys are big. Like,
imagine, no, I got you, Ty. Watch this. Imagine, they would never do this in a million years. But imagine a live action Battle for the Cow movie.
Oh.
They'll never do it. But my God, that would be fire. Or even like, I actually am surprised they haven't done like a TV Batman show, like a live action one since Adam West. It's only been animated shows on TV.
Yeah.
No live action Batman. That is a missed opportunity because, like, to go back to the Telltale stuff, like, they made a Batman Telltale series and it felt like a Batman TV show. You could, like, people want a Batman that focuses more on detective work.
Yes.
That's made for TV. That is made for it.
It is made for TV. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. And Madeline, by the way, it's my girlfriend.
Hey.
But Madeline asks, she's been watching the Boys.
There's a lot of I have a list. All right, like it's getting to the point where like these episodes of my podcast were going to be named Better Late Than Never because of how long I don't watch these shows.
Jensen Ackles. All right, so let's go down memory lane here, right? Let's go down memory lane. It's a long time ago, right? It's a very long time ago.
Okay.
And Marvel Studios is very young at the time. And they are looking, after the success of Iron Man, they are looking for a Captain America. Okay.
Oh, this is when they're still going through Paramount.
Yes.
Okay.
This is right before Disney bought them out.
I really want to know what the MC would have been if it had been like a Paramount thing or just like independent. But anyway.
Really? You would have liked to see that?
I would. Well, I mean, phase 1 is my favorite phase. I think that they had it is the most grounded, but it's also the truest to each character.
It is the truest to each character. I'll give you that. I will 100% give you that.
And plus, right. I really like not to go on a tangent about it, but like the Incredible Hulk and the first Captain America are 2 of my favorite MCU films.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. All right, but let's take a walk through memory lane. I'm going to, guys. I do need to upload some pictures so that we can take this walk through memory lane. So I'm going to hit you with an ad. I'm sorry. We are brought to you today by Smooth My Balls. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, are you sick of cutting yourself, nipping yourself with those old razors that you've used 412 different times? Well, Smooth My Balls has you covered. Your #1 source for male grooming products, dedicated to providing you the very best trimmers with an emphasis on service, friendliness, and overall good experiences. Smooth My Balls has come a long way from its beginnings in England. When they first started out, their passion was for male grooming. That drove them to start their own business and to find the best products suitable for easy grooming. You will thank me later, your privates will thank me later, and your partner will thank me later, because you're gonna be smooth as an egg. Trust me. Use code POP at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Limit 1 order per household per day. Guys, girls, get on it. Shave up. Get it. All right. We have one more. I had one more that I needed. I thought I had more time. I thought I had more time. Oh my God. There was one more that I needed.
If only you could oh wait, that's an anime reference. Never mind.
I mean, you can still hit me with the reference.
For those in the chat who know JoJo, if you could just Zawardo and like freeze time for like 30 seconds, you'd be good.
All right. Oh, and she's all caught up on the boys. Yay. That season 2 finale though. Wow. All right. Marvel Studios. They're just coming off the success of The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton and Iron Man. They have this idea for a shared cinematic universe long before the 2 films came out. They had this idea that what if we can interweave? What if we could take, just like the comics, what if we could take movies and do kind of a similar thing, right? So in Incredible Hulk, in Iron Man, we see Nick Fury, and he talks about assembling the Avengers or the Avengers Initiative. Then in Hulk, we see Tony Stark, right? After that, they were looking for a Captain America, and Jensen Ackles was the front runner to play Captain America. Now, I don't know about you, but this man, now listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't like Chris Evans. I am the biggest Chris Evans fan that there is. He's from my hometown. He's my, he's everything to me. I'm not saying that I didn't like how things panned out. I think they panned out the perfect way. But imagine an Elseworld story or a multiverse version where we could get this happening. It didn't work out because Jensen was in the middle of filming Supernatural. Supernatural was supposed to end after 5 seasons. So there was a chance that he was going to be able to do it. However, Supernatural got re-upped. Supernatural got brought back. And he said that he would rather continue the story of being Dean Winchester because he really connected to that character. He turned down the role of Captain America. Some will say that was the biggest mistake of his career. I say it is not, because he went on to become part of one of the greatest and longest running drama series ever. Right? And yeah, say what you want about Supernatural. Say it's corny. Say it's made for women. Say it's
a big
this.
fan base.
The fan base is unreal. And I think he made the right decision. Then Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. talks Chris Evans into, because Chris Evans didn't want to do it either.
Yeah, because of what happened on Fantastic Four.
Exactly. Chris Evans was like, nope, not doing it. Get away from me. Robert Downey Jr. talks him into it, talks him into auditioning. Chris Evans gets the part. Now, few years later, right? Few years go by, yada, yada, yada. The end game, yep, blah, 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 blah. The Boys. Supernatural was created by Eric Kripke. Guess who created The Boys? Eric Kripke. So Eric Kripke called, after Supernatural ended, Eric Kripke called Jensen Ackles and said, listen, I have a character that I think is literally for you. Knowing damn well that this was a possibility back in the day. Jensen will now be playing Soldier Boy, who has literally almost an identical backstory to Captain America. He is, as with all the characters in The Boys, they're all kind of like parodies of the Justice League.
It's like a more serious version of the Tick.
Yes, very much so. And like even in The Boys, they poke fun at Zack Snyder's universe. Dawn of the Seven is the movie that they're making in The Boys. Have you watched The Boys?
Again, man, that's on my list.
On!
Dude, I told you I've been stuck in a fucking anime hole for the past 8 months. I'm sorry. I neglected an Eastern art form, and I did fear it because it was different, and now I can't get enough of it. I'm sorry. I am trying my hardest to break away, but then more good stuff gets renewed, and I'm like, ah!
All right, Madeline, Katsuka, Adam, Nick, tell this man. I'm sorry, I assumed your gender.
Well, I mean, I sound masculine, so therefore. I listen. Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah, I'm he, him.
Okay. And listen, we're not that type of show. So.
Oh, well, I mean, I just
don't like. I do not want to get canceled. I really don't.
I am a dude.
I've built this from the ground up, and I'm not letting it crumble.
I'm with you on that, man. I am. Yeah. I'm
so
with you on that.
Where were we?
You were telling your.
The Boys.
You're not the first one to tell me to watch it. Okay?
No. I'm not the first one, but I'm going to be the last one. Because after what I say, you're going to be like, listen, I can't not. I'll give you my Amazon Prime just so you can watch it.
You're not the first one to offer me that either.
The Boys is like nothing you've ever seen before. Not only is it gritty, dark, but it tests the limits of what a TV series can be. It is not afraid to be very unpolitically correct. It is not afraid to test boundaries on what is appropriate, what is not appropriate. This show does things that you would never, ever, ever expect ever in a TV series, right? Metaverse. I am not joking. every single person that I've made watch The Boys came back to me and said, dude, I just want to say thank you because it changed me. It changed the way that I perceive television at this point. Because now, when they watch another show, when they watch something else,
they compare it to The Boys.
They don't compare it to The Boys because it's not comparable. They've seen this amazing, wonderful, beautiful series, and nothing seems to satisfy them anymore.
So I'll say this, and I guess this isn't necessarily an excuse.
And it's funny, and it's emotional, and it's everything you want it to be.
I will watch it honestly because I'm still waiting on certain shows to catch up with dubbing their version. So I'll watch it. I will watch it. But the thing that irritated me was two of my friends watched it, and then that moment forward, every hero thing they watched, they tried to compare it to characters in The Boys, and that irritated me on a not on a personal level. Like I didn't take that personally, but I kind of did because we're trying to watch Invincible and. Oh, is Omni-Man Homelander? And I'm like, stop, please. They're two different characters.
Well, that's another thing. Is Invincible doesn't happen if The Boys didn't happen. Amazon would not have greenlit Invincible if The Boys did not, if it wasn't successful. The only reason they were able to make Invincible true Invincible was because of the success and the audience reaction and reception to The Boys. So without The Boys, Invincible never gets made. Trust me.
Okay.
It never gets made.
Okay. Well,
I think Invincible fixes some of the plot holes in The Boys.
Okay.
Apparently, originally, they wanted it to be set in the same universe. I didn't think that was a good idea.
Well, they're two different
exactly. They originally, Amazon had this idea, oh, maybe we can set it in the same universe, yada, yada. But that got shut down really quick by Kirkman.
Yeah, because Kirkman, just like in everything, he has full control over this IP.
Yeah.
And that is why Image Comics is a damn good comic company.
Exactly. And so picture this. The Boys. Imagine the Justice League. So you know how the Sokovia Accords limited the Avenger. Well, I mean, the idea of the Sokovia Accords were the UN had to sanction the Avengers missions, right?
They get to choose when they go out and fight someone.
Right. Picture a corporation like Apple owning the Justice League.
I already hate it. And I don't mean I hate the idea. I would hate to live in that world.
Yeah. And there are good heroes, there are bad heroes. There's some good heroes with the bad heroes. There's some bad heroes that kind of are a good hero. Like, dude, this show is so, like, just thinking about it now, I want to go rewatch it. Carl Urban is amazing. Amazing as Billy the Butcher.
I want him to do a second. I want Carl
Judge
Urban
Dredd.
to do...
I need Judge Dredd too.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Give me Judge Dredd or Dredd 2. I'm sorry.
Dredd.
Not Judge Dredd.
I am the law. No,
yes.
Wait, that's Sylvester Stallone.
I'm the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Oh God! You would think with oh my God,
dude,
yes,
the scene with the smoke, like the drug, the slow mo.
Yes,
beautiful,
bro.
And that whole movie takes place in one location.
Yeah,
virtually one location.
It's amazing. I cannot wait to get to Judge Dredd. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Oh, it's gonna be so good. But I love the idea. I love the concept of I don't want to give away. I'm not gonna say too much because I have a bunch of ideas that are still in the idea phase, but I love the concept of not everything is as you see it. Who you may think is good and bad may not be that way. Like the people that you perceive to be bad maybe are actually the good guys, just through the narrative that is spun, they are perceived to be the bad guys. And I know that's what The Boys does.
Dude, you're going to love it.
It's a little bit of salt on my part. I'm like, you bastards beat me to it.
Dude, I'm telling you, after you finish season 1 and 2, because I promise you this, once you start that first episode, I won't hear from you until you finish the last one in season 2.
I believe it.
Because it's not a show that you can stop.
Oh,
it is
How long are the episodes?
About 50 minutes. And
so almost an hour.
And I think there are 8 episodes in the season. Okay. Madeline, correct me if I'm wrong. She just watched it, so she would know better. But season 3 is coming. Jensen Ackles is going to be in it. And this season, dude, it's the only show that I've ever seen that got better as the seasons progressed. Truly, it's unlike anything I've ever. I didn't know if I was gonna like it. I really went into it. I had never read anything about The Boys. I never read any of the comics because I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about.
I just didn't know of its existence.
Yeah, neither did I, honestly.
Same with Invincible, in all honesty.
And same. I'm not an I told you I don't watch animation. I don't want I don't. Animation gives me like a headache.
Well, there's a difference between like anime and animation.
No, I know. I'm talking about animation and anime.
Oh,
anime gives me an even worse headache.
Is it just because like all the different colors flashing on screen, or
yeah,
bro,
it's just too much. It's too much.
Oh, I hate that for you.
I know,
bro. There's some damn good. Like I focus, as you can probably tell, I focus more on animation because you can do a lot more in animation than live action.
Of course.
Oh my god. Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. I mean, I love the DC animated stuff because it's a little bit more it's characters I know and love.
Yeah.
And it's easier to get lost in the stories. But then I'm still sitting there like, oh god, I wish this was live action.
No. That's the funny part. That's the funny part. Is like after my friends binge the MCU, they're like, Josh, what does DC have? Because we know that the DCEU is like, eh. And I was like, okay, there's an animated universe. Here's where you start. Call me when you're done. And they got through like a good bit. And they're like, Josh or JP, damn it, I did it again. Anyway, whatever. JP, why is
you doxing yourself?
I accidentally doxed myself. I have a bad habit of doing that. Anyway. Why isn't the DCEU just the mainline DC movie universe? And I went, you got me there.
You know what? But it's so much. But that's another problem. Is that thought process? It is easier. It's not easier. I'm not taking away from the creation of animated shows. I'm not. They're just there's a lot of work that goes into them. There is a lot of very talented people, the voice actors, yada yada. Live action, you have so many more restrictions because you have to pay these people to be on set, to be actually suited up, yada yada. In animation, you can tell a story that you can't tell in live action because you can use all these characters. You can use Cyborg in the Flashpoint movie. Like they're separate because they're separate, right? Animation, you can do so much because you're allowed all the characters. In live action, this company owns this. It gets convoluted and complicated, and it sucks. It does. I wish that the DCEU. I wish that the DCEU would take a page out of that book and just say, you know what?
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what my friends told me. It's like, why don't they do this? Like, why don't they take this level of like detail and care? And I'm like, you got me there.
You got me there. Yeah. Okay. You got me there. All right, man. This is we're about to 2.5 hours. Jesus. I didn't even notice.
That's the thing about me, my man, is that when I get in a conversation with someone, time flies.
Yes. But where can people? You said you have a podcast.
Yes.
Where can people find that?
So I am on. I think you posted something like that as well. You can find me on Twitter at the most meta. I am very active on there. I have been just nonstop tweeting actually the past few days because speaking of anime, one of my favorite animes is getting something new after like a few years of being silent. But anyway, yeah, find me on Twitter at most meta. You can find my podcast Talking Meta on most podcast platforms, except for iTunes, because Apple's process is just a pain in the tuchus.
Do you need help? I can help you with it.
Part of the problem with me is the payment method. I am not putting my information, my actual payment information on Apple because their security sucks.
Whoa.
No, my iPad got hacked by somebody.
No. It's not what I mean.
Oh.
Why don't you use a podcast host?
What do you mean?
Mean?
I'll be fair, Ty. I'm still learning a lot of this podcasting stuff. So,
oh my God, come on!
I'm not a novice.
All right, stick around after the show. I'm gonna give you I'll talk to you.
Grazie.
All right, okay? Because I'm about to make your life a lot easier.
Thank you. I want to say this though before we go off because I want to see your reaction to this. So, you said in an alternate timeline, Jason could have been Cap. It's how do I put this?
Wait, what?
You said that Jason Ackles would have been Cap?
Jensen.
Yeah. It's like, gee, if only we had a phase in Marvel where multiverses were a thing and we could possibly see all different versions of characters come in a movie where all these different dimensions fight. It would have to be a secluded war, though. Maybe you could say a secret war.
Secret war?
A secret war, perhaps. That's a possibility. That's not confirmed, but that's a possibility. If that happens, you have to give me like the evil version of Tony Stark. I want like that Iron Man like 1 million or whatever it's called, the one where he's like the full white armor. Yeah. That evil version, give me that.
Tom Cruise playing him.
Oh yes,
because we all know Tom Cruise is an evil Scientologist.
Well, I was gonna say, like, wasn't he also up for the role with RDJ?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Is bring all these guys in. John Krasinski was also in the running for Cap.
Yeah, but we all know. At least I know where I want him in the MCU as.
Don't you goddamn say
Mr. Fantastic.
Richards. Yep. Don't get out of here with that shit.
Why? He's perfect.
No, he's not.
Why isn't he?
Okay. That's for next time. That's for next time. He is not perfect for Mr. Fantastic. Emily Blunt, I could see as Sue Storm, but then again, she is not Sue Storm.
I am very interested to hear why you say these things, sir. To be fair, like I am also of the opinion that the original Fantastic Four movie wasn't terrible.
It was awful.
So, it wasn't.
The guy who played Mr. Fantastic, though, I thought he was a good.
He looked like Mr. Fantastic. Like, that's my thing.
He did look good. I just don't think you can make John Krasinski look Mr. Fantastic-y. And I don't think you can.
You pulled up a Boss Logic gimmick. Boss Logic is made.
Oh God, yeah, I get it, right? I get it. I just don't see it, dude. I don't. But then again, who am I to say? Because I would never expect this. I think Jensen Ackles should be Batman.
I'd be for that. TV Batman, absolutely. Or even a live action Batman.
Look at that. Batman. That suit is dope. That
looks like the suit from the anime movie that came out.
I was gonna say that suit looks better than Pattinson's suit.
I don't know about that. I like Pattinson's suit a bit. It's pretty. It's a mixture of the Arkham Knight suit and the Telltale suit.
I can already tell.
Okay. I'm not. We're at 34. If you want to like round it out to like 40.
All right. We got 6 minutes then. Listen, Robert Pattinson's going to be a good Batman. I have utter faith in that. I do. I'm just as excited as many people. I think Matt Reeves is a brilliant director. I really do. I like down to the detail about how he takes his mask off and the paint is still there, right? Those are the little things that I pay attention to because everyone always said that, right? Well, how come you can never see Batman's eyes and then he takes off his mask and there's no eyeliner there? Well, that's because it would look stupid.
I would love a cowl that's like the natural like cowl, like with the white eyes, but that's just me. I'm never gonna.
But does it necessarily work? Because Zack Snyder tackled that in his movies. He originally wanted to make it so that Ben's Batman had the white eyes. He said it just didn't work on camera. The camera, it did not work.
For me, it would be the same thing. It would be the same thing as like how Tom Holland's Spider-Man mask has the movable eyes.
Right, and you would have to make it CG.
Right.
And they didn't want to have to do that. And I don't, again, I guess it's per filmmaker, but Zach found a way around that when he made the mech suit, right?
Yeah.
He used the white eyes, and I loved it. So, he did like kind of like best of both worlds situation, but I love Ben Affleck's. But then again, Ben Affleck, when he takes off the cowl, right, in Justice League, he takes off the cowl and there's no eyeliner. And you're like, dude, you just had eyeliner on.
The thing that always got me, and I'm probably going to get maybe a little bit of crap for this too, it's like, Nolan's Batman, all about, it's a modern
Nolan's?
This is supposed, Nolan's.
Nolan's trilogy is overrated.
Agreed. But my problem with it is this. He has all this modern tech in his suit. It's supposed to be a realistic take. Are you telling me that Bruce Wayne would not have done what Ben Affleck's Batman did and put a voice synthesizer in the cowl?
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Instead of doing that stupid ass voice, he could have had where are the other trucks going? I swear to me.
Swear to me.
I love that scene to death. But that's what I'm saying, though, man. Like, I'm not wearing hockey pads. It's like, that sounds so stupid.
I wish one of the villains was like, do you need to see a doctor?
Bro, I would have died if Joker was like, you seem to be straining your voice a bit. You want a lozenge? Like, bro, that would have been first off. That would have been a Joker thing to do.
Oh, that would have been great.
That would have been so great. I do know someone in the YouTube space that actually says that Dark Knight is not a comic book movie.
It is. All right.
Batman Begins is more comic accurate as a comic book movie than.
Dude, you're literally talking about me. I think I'm the one who said that. Listen, Batman Begins is the only comic book movie that exists in that trilogy. The second film only works because Heath Ledger. The Dark Knight Rises is a terrible movie. All three of the movies, aside from Batman Begins, they're not Batman movies. They are action thriller, spy action thriller. You could literally put James Bond, like a James Bond / John Wick style spy character in place of Batman and have the same movie. They're not Batman movies.
I just think Chris Nolan is an overrated director in general, but that's just me. But what about, do you think Heath Ledger's Joker was Joker? Because the person I know says he's not even an accurate Joker.
What?
Did you say that or did
I did not say that? The Joker, and I know this is going to sound redundant. The Joker, we don't know who the Joker is. The Joker is not meant to be known. There is no real version of the Joker, right? We're not supposed to know his name. We're not supposed to know who he is. He's an enigma, and I know don't riddle me this, riddle me that. Don't.
No, I wasn't going to do that. I was going to say he's an enigma shrouded in mystery. That's a man of simple taste, like with
right. So I don't think that there is a correct interpretation of the Joker. I don't, but I don't. Each Joker has had something that's unique about them. Heath's Joker, I don't think is the best Joker. Honestly, the best Joker to me is Zack Snyder's Justice League Joker.
You said that he's the best Joker?
Yes. I want to see more of that.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's the best because we haven't seen, like, I can't rule him as the best Joker yet because we haven't seen more of him.
Yeah, I think he has the potential.
Yes, I think he has the potential to be one of the most electrifying, like, you know, that feeling, dude, that 5-minute sequence, the tension that was in my stomach, the conversation between Batman and him, I'm speechless right now.
I think that the internet kind of overreacted, especially since this is the same internet that completely shitted on him in Suicide Squad. I think the internet overreacted a smidge with, like, as people were saying, this is the best Joker scene of anything Joker, and I'm like, whoa, slow your roll, Speed Racer. Yeah. Like, it's good. I'm not denying it's not
great.
Good.
Yeah, it's great.
But it's the best?
No, it's not the best. No, it's not the best. It's not the best. The interrogation scene in Dark Knight, I think is amazing. Amazing.
Oh, I love that.
I think when he's speaking to Harvey in the hospital is amazing. And then I think there are a couple Jack Nicholson parts that are amazing.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Exactly. So the final thing that we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to take a look at the Batman trailer. Come on, StreamYard.
We're already using your product.
Literally.
Are you going to get copyrighted for this or no?
They can try. I work with Warner Brothers, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From your secret friend.
Well, I have contacts at Warner Brothers.
Okay.
What do you think of him as Gordon?
It's fine. I really would have loved to have seen.
Having a clue.
I would have loved to have seen more of J.K. Simmons as Gordon.
Let's play a game.
Yeah, me too.
Just me and you.
So do you think this is the Riddler?
Does this mean anything?
I think it's a combination between the Riddler and Hush.
I want it to just be Hush, but they're not going to make it just Hush because they haven't done that storyline. They're not going to start out with that storyline.
You don't think so?
You need a certain man with a S symbol on his chest for part of it.
All right. So what about this suit strikes you as being better than, let's say, this?
This suit is a good bat suit. However, I think, and this is just
and again,
theory.
This is just cosplay. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, it's a good cosplay suit.
I think the cowl is great.
Oh, the cowl looks like the one from Injustice 2.
Yes.
Go back to Pattinson real quick. Okay, so excuse me. He doesn't have a chin guard. My bad.
He does not have a chin guard, which is very simple. And
I think they're going to take inspiration from year 1.
Year 2.
Year 2 and not year 1?
So apparently this is year 2 Batman.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I meant like as far as like the comics, like
the comics. Yes, yeah. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah. Batman year 1, or maybe even year 0, if that's I think y'all mentioned that's a thing.
Yes. So they're taking inspiration from year 1 Batman. But this is his second year as Batman. Like in suit. This is his second year. That's why he doesn't look. This is not the final. By the third film, he will not look like this anymore. I promise you that.
No, but I do love the theories of the bat symbol being like parts of the gun.
Parts of the gun, which is not that is very comic accurate, actually.
Yeah,
there was a comic where he melted down the gun, and I mean, he puts it into his emblem.
Yeah, it's like a bulletproof thing.
Yeah, but it's yellow, and I mean, it clearly would not work here. And we have to remember that the color grading, and this was shown at DC Fandom last year. I can guarantee that the color grading isn't even 100% done here yet. So we don't even know that this is the true color scheme of the suit.
I want more. This is gonna be a very unpopular take, but I want more gray Batman suits instead of just plain black.
Yeah, me too. Again, why do you think I love Batfleck's suit?
Oh yeah, no, I love Batfleck's suit. It's a great take on the Dark Knight Returns suit. I would have loved to have seen him in like Dark Knight Returns Part 1 suit, like the classic blue, and oh my god, like the Neil Adams look.
Cannot work. You can't unless. I mean, what shade of blue are we talking here?
The shield of blue, the shade of blue that Neil Adams uses. Like again, like that's the Dark Knight Returns comics. Like it's the first suit is based off the 70s suit, but then he gets into the Dark Knight Returns suit by the end of it.
Sorry, but I'm deleting these, so I don't know why they keep popping up.
Oh no, you're good. But I do
like
think
you couldn't
that
see this blue on Nightwing's chest.
Yeah,
like you can't use a blue like that.
That's a neon blue. Yeah, no,
I know,
you couldn't use
you know
that.
what I'm saying. Those like there are Batman comics where he's in gray and then a blue underwear with the blue cowl, and like that. How are you gonna stay hidden from criminals in the middle of the night?
I mean, the funnier one is when he became a White Lantern and he had an all-white suit.
Yeah, oh, I love that story too.
So the suit is fire. It's just like, how are you going to be able to stalk people in the night in a white suit?
Reminded me of Moon Knight.
Oh, bro.
Another series I'm really amped for.
They're going to PG it, and I'm going to be so mad.
What?
They're going to PG it, bro. They're going to ruin it. You can't do Moon Knight PG-13. You have to be R. You have to be ready to.
I know.
This man cuts people's faces off.
I know.
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price?
I love this little fight.
Bro, this would never
happen. Do you
happen,
think they're going to hook up?
Not in the first movie, but like there's going to be like that infatuation. They're going to start that infatuation.
You think so?
I think so. I really would love Anarchy to be a year one villain in a movie like this.
Ooh.
Anarchy's underlooked.
That little Catwoman Batman fight right there is very, very reminiscent of the jewel heist in Dark Knight Rises. It seems like that she's breaking in to something, and Batman's there, and he's like, "Wait, who are you?" I feel like that's their first meeting together.
Let's just hope that unlike that Bruce Wayne and Selina, he won't use his Batman voice, even though she knows he's Bruce Wayne.
Price for your blind eye.
The hell are you supposed to be?
This is brutal. All right.
I love this though.
Do you think there's any connection between the clown paint here? Do you think this is a nod to the Joker gang?
So this was my original theory before it was confirmed that these two movies were in separate universes. But I thought, because they said, when is this movie taking place? Early 2000s? As far as like a time period thing?
You can tell by like the cars, yeah.
So
and the cell phones, yeah.
Okay. So if this takes place in the early 2000s, Joker took place in the 70s. I really thought somehow they were going to try to connect that, and Joaquin was going to be this Batman's Joker, but that's not the case.
Oh God, you would really want that?
We've been doing those this whole time. I don't think a Joker should be in this Batman trilogy. I think that, and I'm a mega fan of the Joker. Like you can't obviously like see my room, but like I have a Heath Ledger Joker painting. That's an actual like painting on my wall. I have another one that's from I have a poster from The Killing Joke. I love the Joker, but I think that there are enough Batman rogues that I would like to see in this type of trilogy that Matt Reeves is trying to make that isn't the Joker.
Okay.
But it could be a tease. It could be.
I think if anything, I want the Joker in the final film, not
like they kind of like tease him in the second film.
The second one.
Okay.
With like an Arkham scene, like
you don't have to do the Arkham scene. If you depending on if you want this Joker to be already established or not.
Right.
That's one thing I loved about the idea of a Ben Affleck movie was that all of his villains were pre-established. I'm like, oh yes.
Well, no, yeah, he couldn't possibly be in Arkham because if it's depending on how much time passes between movie 1 and movie 2.
All you have to do is recreate the scene in Ace Chemicals.
Well, yeah, but the Joker is born out of yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right.
The hell are you supposed to be?
Brutal. Brutal.
Bitch.
I'm vengeance.
Oh my God, I love that scene so much.
Whoa! This guy's crazy.
Right here with the face paint.
How am I part of it? You'll see.
And that's why people think the Riddler's it's the Riddler's because of those like question marks and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all know Paul Dano is definitely playing the Riddler. But is it a combination of Hush and the Riddler?
So, since you don't watch hold on, I want to pull up the comment section to make sure. For those that haven't seen the animated Hush film, spoilers ahead. They ruined the animated Hush film for me, and I'm about to tell you why. So you know who Hush is, right?
Do I know who Hush is?
Correct.
Yes, he ends up being the Riddler.
Oh, in that, yeah. In the animated film, it turns out to be the Riddler.
Yes.
Instead of in the comics, it's Tommy Elliott.
I did not read the comic.
Yeah, in the comics, it's Tommy Elliott, his best friend. That's a great twist. It being the Riddler is not a good twist. That's dumb.
Why do you think it's dumb?
Because the complexity of like what makes Hush a good character is like Tommy Elliott is the same as Bruce
character.
Well, Tommy Elliott, his own character, but Tommy Elliott, the reason why he becomes Hush and tries to become Bruce Wayne, because even in the Arkham games, it's the same thing. He tries to ruin Bruce's life because he's jealous of everything he has, even though it's the same stuff that he has. He's the family of a wealthy. He's the son of a doctor and 2 doctors, I believe. The Elliots are very well-known doctors in Gotham. And they worked with his family worked with Bruce's family. They were childhood friends growing up. And so Bruce gets Tommy gets basically jealous of Bruce and just wants to ruin his life, basically. That's a great when the reveal happens in the comics, it's really, really cool. And I think they bumbled. That's not the first time they did that, though. They also switched the ending for a Gotham by Gaslight, and that irritated me too.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, dude, I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
We're approaching 3 hours.
I only said 5 minutes, and we got another hour.
Yep, we got another hour out of it. We'll have to do this again sometime very soon.
Oh yeah, I am always open to come back here. This has been awesome.
And even if not, jump in the comments when we're on our other shows and
absolutely,
contribute. The way we run things here is the chat. Say there's two of us, right?
Yeah.
So it's you and I right now, but the chat, they're the third panel member, right? Collectively. And that's what I think that we do well is we're very inclusive of everybody. And we like to involve as many people as we can. We do panels on Wednesday nights, so you're more than welcome to join every Wednesday. You joined Friday last time.
Yeah.
That was only because we had an interview on Wednesday, but we usually do them on Wednesdays. So you're more than welcome to join then. And again, I really appreciate you coming in.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me. This has been a ton of fun, and I have a lot of shows to catch up on now.
Yes, you do. The Boys is prevalent.
I will not make promises, but I will try my hardest to watch The Boys before the next time I'm on here.
All right. At least a couple episodes.
Oh, yeah, at least a couple episodes. At least like 5.
Right.
Make your dreams come true. Just do it.
Hey, when Shia LaBeouf says it, you do it.
This man watched all of his movies in a theater and cried.
I love Shia. We had Gary Gray on, and he's a friend of Shia's.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I sent Gary a text, and I was like, "Listen, you gotta help me. Gotta help me get Shia on the show." And he said he'd try.
He would try.
All right, guys, that is gonna do it for tonight's show. I know we went. What is going on here? What is there we go. I know we went a little bit long, but I'm so glad that you guys all stayed throughout the show. We had such a fun time. Metaverse, thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is an impromptu Sunday night podcast, which will be available on all major podcast platforms right after this show ends. Guys, make sure that you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever platform it is that you listen to your shows on. Take us on the go. If you're cleaning the house, if you're cleaning your car, if you're driving to Texas, whatever you want to do, take the show on the go, bring us with you, and let's listen and be in this together. The Pop Culture Corner is a place for all people, not just one fandom or this fandom or that fandom, but a place for everybody. We're inclusive. We're toxic. I'm just kidding. We're not toxic.
We're not. No, they're not. Y'all are not the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, we're not the Phantom Menace. We're not the Phantom Menace, and we're also not Jody's Corner. Do not mistake us with Jody's Corner. We are the Pop Culture Corner, and we have some great other team members, including Austin Lean, Jack Sheriff, and Caden Reed, our producer. Guys, we have so much in the works. Live in July continues. Make sure to donate, or if you can't donate, share the link, because sharing it is free. So there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to share it. Everyone has a phone. Everyone has a computer. Please do your part. Even if you can't donate, share the link. It takes 3 seconds to do, and it would mean the world to me.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. And if you can open your wallet and spare $1, $2, it doesn't matter. I don't care. $1, $2, $3, it doesn't make a difference. Every dollar, you can't get to 1,000 without one. So, and that's the way we like to look at things here at the Pop Culture Corner. Guys, we truly do it for you, and we do it for the culture. Live in July continues very soon. The 21st, Charlie Talbert from things like Angus, Watchmen on HBO Max, and so much more will be on the show. And then on the 23rd, Richard Citroni, who did a lot of the stunt work for Ben Affleck's Batman, and is in close relationship with Zack Snyder and played Zeus in Army of the Dead, the main zombie. He's going to be on the show. talking about all the things about stunt work in his life, professional career, etc., etc. And then we're going to end the month. Well, yeah, sort of. Then we're going to end the month with my favorite Supernatural guy, Mark Pellegrino, who played Lucifer in Supernatural, Jacob in Lost. He was in 13 Reasons Why. He was in Dexter. He'll be on the show on the 26th. And then Lightcast is supposed to be joining the show at the end of the month, as well as John Aaron Garza. So, guys, lots left to do this month. Lots of money to raise. Lots. Let's get to it. And that's it. We'll see you next time. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, head over to the Pop Culture Corner store and get your merchandise. Guys, we have t-shirts. We have fanny packs for all your fanny pack wearing abilities. We have face masks, even though I don't think we're going to be needing them too much more. We have Jiving with Jack shirts, Jiving with Jack sweatshirts, TY's Corner sweatshirts. We have mugs. We have yoga pants for all you ladies and even men who'd like to wear them. And they have all over writing. So it says Pop Culture Corner right on your bum. And, you know, if you want guys to look at your bum and it says Pop Culture Corner, that's the best advertisement that I could ever ask for. So thank you guys truly. Make sure you visit our merchandise store. All the links are in the description below. And again, to my NSA agent that's listening, this was all for fair use. All of it was fair use. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This infringement of copyright is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody. Guys, that's what we did. And warning, warning, warning. All right. I had a blast. Truly. Live in July.
We do it for you, and we do it